Okay.
Hello and welcome to DCP number 99. The
So close to 100.
very close to 100, which is next week, but it's also 2 podcasts away from Forsaken actually getting released.
Are we doing the time?
We can call, wait. We can call our podcast Forsaken 101.
Ooh. Oh, gold! Yeah. That's podcast gold.
I think it was really cool at Bungie to schedule the Forsaken DLC for our 100th episode. I thought that was really nice of them.
Yeah. Well, 101.
It is nice.
101. Forsaken.
Well, I mean,
101.
it's right after our 100th episode.
Forsaken.
Yeah, 101. Forsaken 101. It's Get Schooled on Forsaken. So
I thought that was pretty classy. Thanks, Bungie.
Yeah. Looking out for
Obviously, they got our email, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and wait, did we pay them or did they pay us? I can't forget. I can't remember and forget.
They always pay us.
Oh, that's right. We're getting paid. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
We're the shills.
Okay.
I think I left the check in the driver's seat of my Lambo.
Yeah. I think I bought bananas with my check.
Well, one banana.
One banana.
Well, I put it on layaway.
I just burned mine. Threw it right in this.
You burn bananas? How dare you?
Burned them. I love banana burning. You know what?
Paul Cassie of Forbes, how you doing?
Well, I was going to say, you know who else?
Thanks for having me back.
Do you, in fact, like burning bananas too, or would you be against that, Paul?
Burning bananas, that's fine.
You're okay with burning? Questions. Wow. Huh.
You make them goo bananas so that you can travel in time. No one's going to understand that reference.
Traveling bananas?
True. I don't understand that reference.
Do you have to be a full-on weeb for that to happen?
No, it's a very popular series. It's not like an underground show.
But it's a weeb show.
It is an anime, yes.
So it's a weeb show. Yes. Okay.
Well, I'm sure people will explain to us in chat what that means.
Awesome.
Goo bananas. Goo bananas.
Goo banana. Got it. Paul, thank you very much for coming on the show. For our listeners and people in chat, what do you do for a living?
I write for Forbes about video games and sometimes TV and movies, but I'm here because I've probably written, 200 or 300 Destiny articles in the past 4 years. So that's definitely what I cover probably the most out of any one game.
That's a lot of articles.
So I wanted to bring you on for one specific reason. I wanted to hear directly from you. No, nothing like that. I wanted to hear directly from Paul the 5 things I wish I would have known before starting Destiny 2 Forsaken. You know, I mean, like, this is
hard-hitting facts.
I need to know.
I feel that wrong because it doesn't come out for 2 weeks, so I can't time travel.
So I'm sure you've already written it, so it's just ready
if
to
there were
press
goo bananas, you could time travel.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Or
so
sleep's an option.
So you obviously, you're probably one of all the people that write on Destiny stuff. I feel like you play the most hardcore, or like one of the top. Yeah, what's at your top of your list when you go home to play video games? Is Destiny on that list? You seem to put a lot of hours in on it.
It's been Destiny ever since Warmind. It wasn't always like this. I kind of took a big break after Curse of Osiris because there just wasn't all that much to do. But then Warmind hit, and then I've been grinding for catalysts ever since then when I ran out of other stuff to do. And then Solstice took up a good itself, and I don't know. I've been impressed with Bungie just giving me enough stuff to do to keep me around. So it's been nice.
And so, how many of your characters what would you say you main? What character do you main?
Yeah, I knew you'd ask me that, and I actually checked my stats for Destiny 2. And when I was here last time, I mained a Warlock in D1, but all my stats, I think I'm at like something like 150 hours with each class, pretty much
evenly spread.
Which wow. I didn't think. Yeah, I didn't think I was. I'd say my ranking order right now is probably Warlock.
Say that one more time. Your mic cut
total.
out.
Yeah. No, he didn't cut out for me. Titan was his first one.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. I heard Hunter first.
I don't know. Warlock bothers me in Destiny 2
Same.
a bit. So.
Oh, why? I want to get into that. Why?
Because they're so warlocky, right?
The only class I really like, yeah, it's always the floaty jump is never great. But the only class I really like playing with Warlock is Voidwalker, and even that is still not as good as it was in D1. And I haven't really gotten played that much. I feel like it's kind of too fast, and the whole aerial stuff isn't as cool as it should be. And then obviously Stormcaller is like in desperate need of a buff and a lot of other things. So that's just it's cool, but compared to the other classes, I feel like you can switch between most of those on Titan and Hunter and have a lot of stuff to do and have like some cool exotics that really boost things. But again, like I don't think Warlock exotics, other than like maybe one or two, are really kind of up to par. But I mean, they keep changing stuff every couple of weeks, so that might change. Right? But we'll see.
That's a good point.
So we'll probably have to take a look at your audio in just a second here, but I did want to talk about your approaches into writing for games journalism. How long have you been writing articles for Forbes, or is there other art magazines that you've worked for, or online publications?
Yeah, I've written for a good amount of stuff over the years. I've been with Forbes about 8 years now, full time for about 4, I'd say. That's pretty much the only outlet I write for these days. It's all my time. I've done a couple freelancing things here and there over the years. I used to have my own site, but I kind of made my main focus Forbes for my day job. So it's been cool, and I hope to keep doing it for a while.
Nice.
Yeah, I always see that little flame next to your name. That must mean that you're doing well.
Oh, I love the like on fire icon that Forbes has for like most writers now.
When people are clicking your article, you're on fire. Yeah.
So yeah, it's video game stuff makes you pretty high ranked because that's a really engaged part of the community, and I think that's something over the last few years where we started, where I was like pretty much the only games guy way back in the day, and now there's like 6 or 7 of us who write about it, and we're 10 of writers for people, getting views and stuff, just because, Destiny, Fortnite, like Pokemon Go, like all these games are just enormous, and it ends up being, if you write decent enough content, it's a lot of views and a big audience, which is great.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you've been writing for a bunch, often with Forbes. What's your favorite game to cover right now? Like as far as stuff that you've heard at E3 or stuff that you're writing about and looking into?
You mean like looking forward or like currently?
Looking forward to.
I'm pretty excited about the potential of Black Ops 4. I think I really liked what I played of it so far. I think it could be kind of a good return to form for the series. I'm obviously really pumped about Red Dead Redemption 2, as I think everybody is. And so that's going to be just to get through and cover. And then obviously Forsaken kind of goes without saying, and that's probably my most anticipated thing of the fall, just because how invested I am in Destiny. And I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with Fallout 76, because I'm very skeptical of that right now, and better than it sounds to me, but I don't know. We'll see.
Do you find that so there's a lot of and I don't want to get into politics, right? But I do want to ask you something.
Let's talk about religion instead.
How do you feel? Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's get into this, all right? No, there's a lot of like hate right now in politics about over journalism, right? And this moniker of fake news. Is any of that seen in the video game industry with, as far as in your writings with within games journalism?
Yeah, well, not to get too politicky here, but the whole kind of current state of politics with Trump doing the whole fake news thing, like that kind of does have its roots in Gamergate from a couple years ago. Saw a lot of the same kind of tactics of like this total war being declared on the press, and that kind of seeped into the mainstream and now became this whole alt-right movement kind of thing. And people don't really like having that conversation, but in the present state of games journalism, I think you can look at like the recent IGN plagiarism thing as an example of like, okay, here's something that is clearly literally fake news and terrible, and like everyone of all sides rally behind it, including the outlet itself, to be like, this is unacceptable, like, you know, this guy's gone immediately, we're pulling all this stuff. So I feel like when there is an actual problem and not like a fake invented problem with like journalism ethics, that the industry is usually pretty quick to that doesn't happen that often, and when it does, it's such a big deal. It's actually really obvious that it's happening, and like what the right course of action is to fix it. So
it's definitely interesting. I was wondering how the IGN issue with plagiarism had resonated across other publications, and if it hit you guys in Forbes, if they had talked to you, if like your editors had touched base with you guys, or is there something like, I can understand how that is such a serious topic, and it's so hard to regain the credibility of an organization. And I know a ton of those guys at IGN, and they're amazing people that work really hard, and a lot of good people work there. And I feel like they responded to that really well. But is there any takeaways that you guys, that you heard about at Forbes, or that you took out of that?
I mean, that's kind of just a part of our core training in general. Like, these are pretty basic tenets of journalism. And if you kind of start up in this industry, it doesn't go without saying, but like these are lessons like I learned at my school paper back in college. And like we had a plagiarism scandal then too. And like, you know, you learn all about that kind of stuff back then, and there's investigations and stuff like that. And then, you know, 8 years later, it's a deal. And I'm not going to generalize, because like I don't think that this is a very one-off case. And some people are like, oh, he's a YouTuber, like he doesn't know, and like whatever. But I don't think that's, and I do think that this was such an isolated kind of severe case that you can't really generalize it around.
Sure.
Just in terms of like general recommendations for like avoiding stuff like this happening accidentally. Like I never reviews other people's reviews or like other people's takes on news before I've gotten a chance to write my own, just so I don't accidentally absorb something they've said and like use some of their same language. And like, that's different than, you know, someone like literally copying and pasting stuff. But
I wanted to reflect on that, and I know it makes a ton of people uncomfortable, and I honestly don't care. I want to talk to you about it so they can deal with that. But so you reference people in on Reddit when you're doing you get an idea or something from reading an article in Reddit, and then you use that in your paper. You use that in the article, and you always source your stuff. I mean, it just seems like that's basic journalism 101. And it's just, it feels odd that like they, I don't know. It feels odd that someone in that position at that big of a, you know, publication would feel comfortable doing that for so long.
Yeah, that's why it's almost unheard of. And when I heard about it, I knew it just wouldn't be one thing, because it's never one thing. It's always like this series of enough. It's like pretty much everything the dude has almost ever done, right down to his LinkedIn resume, which he copied and pasted.
That was hilarious. I heard that. That was hilarious.
And we had Jason
copied somebody else's resume.
Wow.
We had Jason Schreier on the podcast earlier a few weeks ago, and dude, you don't challenge that dude to dig up dirt. I mean, that's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, that's baiting the bull right there.
Yeah, he baited Jason. So he's like, well, I dare you to find more stuff. And
challenge accepted.
Just a straight disconnect from reality at that point.
I mean, like, why would you challenge a investigative journalist into
especially when you have actually done that stuff? I mean, crazy, right?
Like, what an idiot. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about fun stuff, and that's I did want to your perspective.
What's next, abortion?
Your perspective on the matter was extremely important to me. I think I value you as a writer. You write for a national publication. It's just interesting to me, and I think that the community needs to hear from other writers like yourself that, you know, that see this as a That's something that's serious and affects everybody in your profession. But yeah, let's get into the fun stuff.
Okay.
The
The juicy twab.
There is a juicy twab, right?
Thick,
It was all the way juicy.
girthy,
It was
juicy twab.
Yeah. We got, so before even the twab, we got like the little, I don't know
The
if it's
video?
a trailer or if it was an in-game cinematic. Yeah, a new video.
It's a cinematic.
I thought it was
It's
in game. Wouldn't it be like after a mission? I thought it would.
Or
Yeah,
set
it
up for a
seems like
mission.
something you'd see like, right at the beginning.
Yeah, that thing looked incredible.
Yeah.
Like they've
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
They've done
Yeah, it was
another
really well
level
done.
of like taking what a cinematic could be and then making it feel like it's in game, but with like crazy ultra graphics. Because he had like he had the dust from double jumping and all that, and like it. They really
It was
visualized the experience of being a hunter, which I was very happy about seeing
They
that.
did, yeah.
But then it also made me
Yeah, they did really
extremely
well.
angry afterwards.
I cried.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
felt
it's
some
8 o'clock in the
sadness.
morning and I'm teary-eyed.
The first thing that came to my mind is just this visceral anger and wanting to like be there with him, like if he had a fire team, like I was like, damn it, dude, you need backup. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Picking on 8 bosses at once, so I don't even know.
Right?
The fire
Right.
team.
And also,
He would have been
he's gonna
fine if
do
he had Tether, let's be honest.
Yeah, let's
also that
Real quick,
that
I don't
one
want to
boss,
put any spoilers. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there was basically a new, like I said, a video, in-game video that they showed today. It was about Cade. It showed Cade fighting. I don't really explain
was
a lot
one
for anybody
line.
who's into spoilers. There was a really good line. It was
That made me cry.
action packed, but I don't want to like talk about like the actual content of it too much. But it
That's
was
fine.
Cade
This is a
fighting,
this is a
right?
tough line to walk. Where like I've had to debate this too, where it's like, how far do you go to avoid spoilers when the
Yeah.
spoiler is their entire marketing campaign? Like that,
Right.
yeah, right.
it's
Yeah.
hard because that's kind of a decision they made for you to a certain extent. So I'd be amazed if everyone goes in not knowing anything. That'd be impressive.
Yeah, not knowing that
Right.
Cade dies would be like crazy.
That would be
that's kind
something.
of hard.
Oh,
That was-
spoilers! Oh
that
god,
was-
it's been out for 3 months.
The action in that
was-
video was so intense. It felt so Destiny too. Like Cade
Yeah.
jumping
It
around.
felt, they did amazing.
New super.
mocap
Like,
was
he
great,
showed the
too.
new super for the hunters, for the gunslinger hunters. Like, oh man, it looked great.
Briar,
Also, in this trailer was we heard Nolan North, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yes, yeah.
Nolan North's
Man, he
voice.
did a really good
Cade's
job.
voice.
He did.
Really good.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was impressive to hear him actually talking for that long of time. It's like, wow, I can't really tell the difference. I wouldn't have known. If no one told me, I wouldn't
yeah, I
have
didn't know either. I was like, so is that Nathan Fillion? Because I thought it was gonna be Nolan North. It was impressive. Yeah, the visuals made me see what like Destiny 5 years down the road could potentially look like with graphical enhancements.
Oh my God.
Because of how
Oh,
because of how
yes.
visceral the combat was and how detailed. I was like, this is kind of like looking into the future what Destiny could be like with next gen hardware because it was so well
Yeah.
done.
This is like cutscenes kind of end up becoming gameplay in a couple years down the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you don't even see that many split away from gameplay these days because a lot of them are just made in engine because the
Yeah.
games look so good. You don't even need
Especially with God of War.
actually like God of War.
Yeah. God of War is a prime example of that. Yep. Yeah. It was a really good video, and I felt very angry afterwards. I was like, God, this is beautiful, and God, I'm pissed off.
Did you guys get the feeling
job.
like the end of this video leads into that video they showed at the beginning of the summer with Cade?
It has to, right?
Yes.
Like it just kind of
My question was, but his ghost gets killed
The
Yeah.
ghost, yeah.
at a different time.
So I feel like I think this is a real cutscene from the game. I think the original video is going to get
It was just marketing.
tweaked in some way. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I think the same result will happen, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see
The exact shot for shot.
Also,
Yeah.
isn't it crazy that one of those bosses finally figured out that they just have to snipe a ghost to kill us? Crazy, right? That's it.
This is why we don't have our ghosts running around with us. We keep them in our pocket.
Yeah, you pocket that thing, Cade. Jesus. What if there was a Destiny One Life thing and like you had to have your ghost out all the time and like enemies could actually shoot your ghost and that was the way you lost your
Oh,
one
boy.
life? Like there's an
pretty
actual
cool.
grave, like here's where you died.
Cool.
Was it
Hard
last
comment.
year that Gathalion did that one life challenge thing where he got a bunch of Destiny people to do like play one life through Destiny 1?
Yeah, I did that.
Yes.
It was dead.
Yeah, I did that too. It was
That's well.
infuriating.
It's hard.
I got sniped by one of the Praetorians
Destiny.
outside of Vault of Glass when I was level 16, like
Ooh.
literally one tapped while I was on the
Yikes.
on my
That's
yeah.
funny though.
It,
I remember seeing one of. Didn't you die by falling?
yeah, I floofed off the edge.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. I
yeah,
saw the
definitely
floof
don't want
off
a
the edge, and
warlock.
I was like,
So pissed off at Warlocks, man.
I died in the like when you go into the Vault of Glass in that mission, like I don't know which DLC it came out with, but you had to do like the oracles on your own.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
And like I messed up the oracle, so I just like died. No, there was no heroic to it. I just fell over and died.
Yeah.
that's funny.
I forgot that I was doing it, and I jumped into PvP, and
For real?
for real.
Huh.
Gotta be
They also
interesting.
They also told us that we're going to get a 24-hour free trial of Gambit on September 1st. That's going to go
Isn't
10
that crazy?
Early
It's gonna go
Gambit.
live at 10 a.m. Pacific time and end 10 a.m. Pacific time on September 2nd.
I didn't think they were gonna do this. I
Same.
really didn't. I was like, I don't think they're gonna do Gambit. Gambit is so different to what we have right now in Destiny. But one full day of Gambit.
Yeah.
You know what's
It's gonna be
exciting
fun.
about
Gambit,
this?
yeah.
You know?
I think they're really leaning on it for this.
They are. I think this is a good sign of Bungie being like, we know this is good. Here's 24 hours of playing this game mode.
Well, I'm
Right.
excited that they chose not to do it on like a Tuesday. You know, like they have a talent of releasing this limited release stuff during a work
Currently
week.
looking up
You
September
know,
1st. I'm like,
Yeah,
No,
it's a
it's in-
Saturday.
You know what it is during though? It's
It
during
is?
PAX.
What's that? Oh,
It's during PAX. So there's a lot of Dado's doing his cosplay on Saturday. So he will not be playing.
well, I mean, it's for 24 hours. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, most of the community is going to be pretty excited about it, and you're going to get to use the new weapon system, or when
Year
all the
one.
weapon
Right.
slots are loaded out.
Yep.
So it's going to be kind of a fun week. We're going to get that 1 week meta. We're going to be able to play Gambit for 24 hours. It's going to almost feel like a little bit of have a beta-y feel for actually Forsaken DLC 2.0 or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah. I'm very excited about being able to play it early because, like, that mode, I wonder if they're going to give us all 4 maps or if it's just going to be like one map in the trial.
That's a good question.
I would doubt it. I mean, maybe, but
Yeah.
I'd be impressed if they did.
I think they're probably going to use the build that
We played it.
Yeah.
So
show
the Earth
build.
map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, maybe.
Who knows?
You know?
I mean, they are out to impress. Like these guys, like by sharing like these huge story things, by giving us Gambit early, like these guys, they get something to prove. They want Forsaken to be a big deal.
Yeah.
And I get to use the Claymore Gambit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. What's that?
What's that?
Honestly,
Scrub Lord?
it's
Is that what you
it's
said?
a Gambit weapon. It is a
Yeah,
it
it's
is
really good
a
for Gambit.
Gambit weapon.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Imagine you get a headshot on a drag, you hear an invader comes and you're just like, "Brit, you're dead.
Yep.
Bye."
Exactly.
That's gonna
Thanks
be
for
nasty.
coming, friend.
Thanks for coming.
Well, it's when you invade, the other team's zone, could you proc the Desperado perk off of their enemies?
No, they're your buddies.
Yeah. You don't.
Oh, that's
You're
right.
like essentially on the
You
enemy.
become one of them.
Yeah, you're on the ads team essentially when you invade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're getting Gambit early, but the raid is coming late. We got 10 days after
The raid-
release of the DLC.
The raid, I think, is coming on time, is what I would call it.
The raid is coming
Yes.
on
Yeah,
time, right?
it's not
I
coming
think
early.
Forsaken's going to be
I
more of a
agree.
grind, so I'm not surprised.
Instead of the 4 days we normally get between a DLC releasing and a new raid, we're getting 10 days. It's actually going to release on, I lost the date. I can't find it.
It's on the
14th?
14th? Yeah, September
14th.
14th at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Pacific.
Pacific.
Just the raid, or can you get to Dreaming City before that, or will it be the whole?
I'm assuming Dreaming
Thing.
City is after you complete the story. So Tangled Shore
It
is
says
done.
a week after you've set foot on the Tangled Shore. So they don't even clarify that, and
Do you think?
so that's a good
Do
question.
you think Dreaming City is going to be time gated?
I hope not.
feel like it's got to be something you're like after the campaign that you go straight to. I don't think they time gate the whole area. Maybe the raid part of the area, but
yeah,
I think they're gonna. There's no reason to time gate the whole Dreaming City, but
they show like this giant door in the TWAB, right?
Yep.
And
Yes.
I kind of assume that is the gate for the
The
raid.
door to the raid,
Fair
yeah. Because
assumption.
we've seen in some trailers, right, where they walk through, and they always said everyone in the instance is going to be able to see people walking into the raid.
The name of the raid is
Lord.
interesting too. It's called Last Wish, which
It
reminds
is.
me of
Maybe we get
Last
the
Word.
last word. Last word raid
Isn't that a
weapon,
bow?
guys.
I thought there was a bow called the Last Wish.
Wish
That's
Ender.
Wish Ender.
Dude.
It's if you get the last word.
If
If there was a
and
quest
together.
to do the last word that came from the raid, oh my god.
That would be a
People
cool
will be
thing.
angry. Reddit will be upset.
Let Reddit be upset. They, you know,
Reddit's already upset.
they're constantly upset. It's just
You're not
more
wrong.
fire
You're not
for
wrong.
being upset. Like that would just be incredible. I would love it.
So Last Wish, like it reminds
there's
me
no
of
way.
like a dying man's last wish, right?
Yes.
So perhaps
you're
like
right,
Aldrin
Brian.
will be the boss of this raid. Like Cade's last wish, go kill Aldrin, or whatever his last wish is. Like that's ultimately the end of the story. No, you don't
There's
think
the
so?
boss of the campaign. You kill him, and you get Ace of Spades as your reward exotic, and then you do all the other stuff. That's what I'm thinking. And then they're gonna
Yeah.
have the big, I don't know, whatever the
So you
raid boss, right? Didn't they say that?
Yeah, they did actually, didn't they?
Dune or whatever the big dragon
The-
thing. One of those.
The last wish is to bring peace to the awoken. There you go. That's the last wish.
Yeah.
Need a game about peace. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're not. I don't know. I feel like this is not going to be. Once again, this is a total out of the box wild theory, and there's no basis on this in reality. So I have no evidence of this. But this raid, I feel like it's not going to be a huge monolithic raid. Where I feel like we're going to fight those 10 bosses in some way in this format in some sort of
In the raid?
rotating layer
I
scenario.
think the 10 bosses are going to be kind of spread throughout like different patrol locations. I think the raid is going to be.
That's part of the story.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna have
Yeah,
anything
the
to do with the
Down
raid.
The Barrens.
They said there's going to be a lot of bosses in the raid.
What's that?
Of in the raid.
Yeah. So that you.
'Cause I feel like that'd be weird if it was Scorn, but all Taken raid, just Taken start to finish.
Yeah, right.
Taken awoken witch ladies.
I think kind of like how
So-
the Leviathan was a bit of a surprise for what they were, where they were taking us and all that, because it was not really the story. I think the same type
Yeah.
of thing is going to happen where it's going to be its own narrative. Like this is, I don't think it's going to have to do with the main story. I could be wrong. I know there's been a bunch of leaks and spoilers and crap like that. I haven't paid any attention to
Yeah, I
them
haven't watched any of it.
because I don't want to know. So speculatively from myself, I think it's going to be more of its own thing in the Dreaming City.
I think it's its own thing. Yeah. I think it's related to just the awoken, right? And it's their dark nightmare thing that's going on with the awoken in the Dreaming City. So I think it's going to be about that, which is totally different
Yeah.
to Scorn and Barrens.
There's been like a citywide food poisoning and everybody's having a rough time. You have to go in
And everyone's
like,
got some taken squirrely arms.
Do you eat the
Yep.
Jello? Don't eat the Jello.
the
I ate the
Jello,
Jello.
gives you
Now they got Jello arms.
it gives you a case of the nasties and you got to be put down. Yeah.
I love that I don't know anything about it, and that I love how secretive the raid team is. To be honest with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's such
I've
a
always
big
liked
part of the experience for me. And do we have plans for our first win?
Of course. We just
Yeah.
haven't solidified them yet.
Yeah, we are going to have a
Cocoon
world's
had already
first
started
team, right?
a Twitter chat. I noticed,
He did.
and I'm sure we'll
We'll
I'm
be
sure we'll
Figure
get that
something out.
we'll
world's
be
first
finalizing
again,
details
for the
soon.
first time.
That's
Want you to
right.
know that I will be for the first time taking a Friday off.
Are you
Oh,
going to be on
nice.
PC though?
Oh.
I will borrow somebody's account. I think. I mean,
This is
unless
why we
somebody
decide
out
these
there-
things not on the show. All right? Yeah.
I'll be there. Tufty, those are the details.
Or
Those are the
you
little
guys could
details.
join us on PlayStation and use my mom's account.
Nope.
She's gonna
Yeah.
be grinding. She's gonna have more
Hard
weapons
pass.
than you, Tefty. She will have more weapons.
She'll
She's gonna
have
be
30
grinding
frames. That's the only issue.
hard.
Narrow field of view.
You got a regular raid team, Paul?
I don't. I'm not a huge raid person. I'll do it a couple times and then just not so much. I mostly play solo. I used to have some friends who played, but they've all kind of drifted away. I'm trying and lure them back for Forsaken, but hit up Twitter and get a group together with readers and stuff. But yeah, I don't have like a regular set group.
Do you play on a console or on a PC?
I'm main on PS4. I have PC, but I'm not fully caught up with PC. So I switched from Xbox and Destiny 1 to PS4 for Destiny 2. So that's my main now.
Similar situation that I think a lot of people find themselves in, right? It's like they had a group of friends that played Destiny 1. Maybe they fell off at some point and they got back together for Destiny 2, then they fell off again.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people are kind of hoping with Forsaken, like we can get the old crew back together.
It's so hard to like convince people. Like I've literally just written articles with the express purpose of like, no, it's good now. Like please,
Come back.
Trust
and
me.
I look like a huge Bungie show when I do that.
Stop
but
spending money on Fortnite skins. Come back. Come on.
Just thinking, one skin you could get the Forsaken DLC.
Overpriced.
Or
much can.
DLC's
It's like
overpriced.
$36 for all this stuff in Fortnite, gliders and pickaxes. And
I mean, that's
silly.
that impacts gameplay. You intimidate
It
people
does.
with
It
that.
does. And you look good, play good.
That's what my
You
mom
feel good.
always told me.
Mama's like going out on the town. I look good. I'm gonna play good tonight. Tef."
Mama Taft always had the wisdom, you know?
Oh man. So I feel like the content release, going back to the 12, the stuff that they're releasing, the Gambit
Love it.
release, the 24-hour, it's all to do what Paul's been trying so, valiantly.
A valiance.
I liked
It's
violently. I thought that was
Violently.
Yeah.
Violently
I
on his own. He's
I like
been
to
trying to
imagine
get
that word
people
better.
to come back to Destiny. I feel like the way that they're releasing this content is to kind of build up that hype and momentum and get everybody back in. How successful do you guys think they've been so far?
I feel like there's a lot of interest. Like when I'm streaming, I see a lot of people come by and be like, I haven't played Destiny since, Curse of Osiris dropped. Is it a good time to get back in? How's Forsaken looking? People like there is definitely buzz. People are excited. And it's up to Bungie at this point to, release an awesome DLC and prove it.
It still comes down to the fact that the market doesn't really have a true competitor to Destiny yet. There's things that give you some of that action, but there's not a direct competitor of first-person shooter that gives you that loot fantasy that you share with your friends and do these crazy raids. So, of course, people want that experience still. Like they played D1 and it was great. They're like, I want more of that. Just, evolved. And if they're able to do that successfully, and this does in fact become one of the best years of the Destiny franchise, then it's just gonna it's gonna further the need for more content like this, and it's also gonna further the need for a true competitor in the space as well, because it will just make things better. If another company is doing stuff that is making the player experience exciting, then it just keeps pushing the ceiling to be fun. The fun ceiling. Keep pushing the fun ceiling.
It's way more fun than the glass.
There's
ceiling.
nothing that feels like Destiny, even just like the way it shoots, the way the guns feel, the way that you feel with your supers and all of that. It's just nothing scratches that itch like Destiny does.
Yeah.
There's stuff that has like similar mechanics. Like the Division is obviously the similar type of game, but the feel is totally different. And like, not that the Division's bad, but it's nothing like Destiny to play. And like it's like Destiny in the sense that you're doing similar activities, but it doesn't feel like it. And when Anthem comes, Anthem's not going to feel like it either.
Yep.
And the only thing I can really even think to compare it to would be maybe Borderlands, but it's going to come out. And even that'll probably not even have as good of shooting as Destiny. So it does really kind of stand alone in that regard.
Yeah.
Rage 2 clarified that it's not going to be like a multiplayer game or really like a game as a service kind of thing. It's really just going to be a single player campaign.
Rage 2?
A lot of people were looking at Rage 2 like it might be a competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game does look awesome, but
It does look good,
I
yeah.
never thought it would be this competitive.
Yeah, you're not gonna go and find random rolls of a shotgun or something in Rage. I don't think.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
For it.
well, people were kind of comparing it to Borderlands a little bit, and yeah, they clarified like you get one shotgun, and you might be able to upgrade your shotgun, but you get one shot.
Yeah.
So just to kind of go back to the TWAB, we read a little bit about the raid, and that was from the senior designer, Joe Blackburn, who is going to be on the podcast. So we have the Bungie raid design team coming on the podcast a couple weeks after, 3 weeks after the raid launches. So we'll have a chance to openly talk about the raid. Hopefully everybody who's wanted to have a chance to approach it has by that point, and we can get into the design and really go into what makes the raid. And then directly after that, the next week, we'll have Bifon to talk about all the lore and that comes out of the raid. So
Cool.
We've got a really great lineup for it. I was really interested in what the design lead, what Ham Slamrick, like
Ham
how many
Slamrick?
names? Ham Slamrick and
Joe Shamrock.
He calls himself like 3 different Ham. I'm gonna be invading your Gambit real games real quick, Rick. He's like
flavor,
a
man.
WWE. Yeah, he's got.
Yeah. Little show.
He's trying to get something to stick, but don't you not call yourself your own nickname, right? You don't do that, right? You don't.
You're not allowed to give yourself a nickname,
right? So
Maybe he's
have some
so
of the community-
innovative that he's doing it and breaking all the walls because he can.
I mean, hasn't he given him? He's given us his own nickname. We've given
Guns.
him a nickname, right?
breaking
Like,
through the nickname ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. There's got somebody has to blaze the trail. Maybe he's the trailblazer.
Right?
Yeah.
There's 2 kinds of people. There's leaders and there's followers.
Yeah. Joe Shamrock.
Joe Shamrock. And
So
Joe
let's talk
Shamrock
about
and the
what,
Small Patrol. There you go.
Let's talk about the mods
Yes.
and the mod squad.
All right. So we learned a little bit about mods last week. Was it last week or the week before, actually?
I don't know. It's all I don't know.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
the combat stream. They showed some of the new mods. I could hear Watts rejoicing from Connecticut when when they showed Icarus.
I was very happy.
But they got more to share. Like that, so they tell us that the mods are going to be intentionally rare. When you get a legendary weapon, it's going to have a chance to drop with a mod.
Yes.
And an exotic weapon, regardless of year, will have a slightly better chance to come with a mod.
It's not guaranteed.
Right, it's not guaranteed. You're free to keep the weapon should that particular weapon and mod combo suit your needs, or you may choose to dismantle the weapon to break out the mod for use elsewhere. So if you break down a weapon that has a mod on it, you can reapply that mod to a different weapon. So if Icarus drops on your auto rifle, but you want to apply it to your better devils, break down the auto rifle, you'll keep the mod, and you can apply it to your better devils.
Yep.
I like the way that they're handling that, and that a commodity is going to be those mod parts,
Mm-hmm.
right? For crafting mod or buying a mod from the vendor, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're still going to be able to buy mods.
Right.
Yeah. You may pull mods out of gear for use in other gear by dismantling the original item they dropped in, and alternatively, should you want the item but not the mod, you can choose to slot in a new mod over the old one. So it's already got a mod into it. Doesn't matter. You can just pop a new one on top of it. It seems like that would destroy the mod that's already built in. They don't really
You
say
have
that,
to
but it would
dismantle the
seem.
gun to
They don't really
get
swap
the
stuff
mod
out.
back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Weapons and armor purchased from vendors do not come with mods. So that'll be a big differentiator between vendor guns and weapons and stuff that you get out in the wild.
I really like that. I know that's a subtle point, Briar, but I like that. It adds some specialness, or you go out to those you find out in the wild have the potential for having greater value because they could potentially drop with mods, and you can't go in and apply RNG to buying a something out of the tower. If you want to, that's fine, but you got to apply a mod to it. It differentiates the two and gives more value to to finding something in the wild, and I appreciate that.
I feel like it also extends the useful lifespan of vendor weapons because you get like day one when a new DLC came out in Destiny 1, you'd look at all the rolls on the vendor weapons. Right. There'd be 3 good ones. You knew exactly which 3 those were. You bought them right away, or it took you 2 weeks to buy them right away, and then you never really interfaced with those again, right? But now, like, they're all going to be there, and they're always going to stay the same, except that depending on what mods you have in your inventory, you can customize the vendor guns too. So you might find a submachine gun that all of a sudden like people are talking about because rangefinder with it really works well. You can mod it, you can buy it, and then mod it with rangefinder, and like there's kind of customize in that way, which I think is kind of cool.
My question is does purchased mean turning in tokens also, or just flat out like buying them from the vendor?
Mod components, right?
It tells you what. Yeah, you mod components in Glimmer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the sentence is written in a way that you just.
So are you talking about the weapons or the mods from Banshee?
Mods from Banshee.
Okay.
Like like the weapons that don't come with them, like I get like Zavala has like 3 guns for sale. No, you can't buy those. They're not gonna have a mod. But if you turn in grams, can those engram weapons drop with mods? That's what I'm
wondering. Random drops have the potential.
Because that's wild, technically.
Yeah, it has a low chance of dropping with the legendary mod. And then you'd have the opportunity to either dismantle the gun, get the mod back, or keep that roll and put in a new mod in there. Which is interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They also specify non-raid year 2 legendary weapons and armor drops have a small chance to come equipped with a mod. Which, I mean, since they specify non-raid, like it seems like, well, maybe the raids are going to have, locked in mods that are just for the raid weapons. And armor.
I really
rate mods, honestly.
I would love there to be unique mods that are only from certain locations and things like a raid that could really customize a tailored, like, this is my raid build that I want to put on. Like that. Those are the distinguishes, or those are the things that would distinguish year 1 from year 2, to where you can really build out something that's specific for your activities. Like, I want Gambit type of stuff. I want a raid type of stuff and PvP type of stuff. I don't know if they've done that because, again, I haven't looked at any spoilers. I don't know if it's been data mined or been talked about from Bungie developers, but it'd be really cool if you could go down that path.
Yeah, making specific builds for specific stuff you want to do. It just deepens the gameplay, right? Gives you more to go for, makes things more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that tier 12 chase in D1.
Yeah.
Something to that nature with the mod chase for specific things would be really cool.
If you have the mod components and Glimmer necessary to feed your habit, you may choose to go straight to Banshee 44, who will have 2 mod packages available for purchase. Direct buy year 2 armor mod updated daily, and a direct year 2 weapon mod updated daily. So if you're looking for specific mods, they will be changing daily at Banshee 44, the gunsmith, and you definitely want to check that daily if you're looking for stuff.
I deleted all my mod components.
No, you did.
Heartbreaking.
So mad. Now that I heard this, especially, because I was using a consumable and then it just jumped over.
Oh, I hate that.
Different item. I tried to use it again, and it was like, I don't know, 50-something mod components or whatever, and just instantly gone.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
We still are masterwork cores, but still.
Yeah, when you use a consumable, it then jumps it to the beginning of the list, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's such a weird thing to do.
You even dismantle those. Why would you want to dismantle mod components into like
right? There's so many things they won't let you dismantle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did this one with my trowels tokens. I think I
did too. Lots.
1,500 of them in total, and I was like, so I was constantly struggling to get the token to go back into trials. Oh my god!
But yet
I did the same thing.
But yet we'll be able to delete shaders 5 at a time.
5 time.
bulk shader deletion.
Also, on the note of mod components and all that stuff, DMG on Twitter said that we are fine to start deleting our mods to get mod components. So you can start doing that now and get the components.
Oh yeah,
which actually makes it a little easier because you can make space in your mods, so they're not just going to the postmaster and getting deleted.
But Paul, let me be clear: you do not want to delete the mod component. Just
No, the mod, not the component.
Okay, good. That's one of the tips you should write up.
I need to be able to lock everything. I delete everything. It's really bad.
You may acquire mod components for trading with Banshee 44 by dismantling other loose mods. With armor, year 2 armor mods always drop 1 mod component when dismantled.
Yep.
Year 1 legendary mods always drop 1 mod component when dismantled.
Okay.
Year 1 rare armor mods have a small chance of dropping 1 component when dismantled. So it seems like you're going to want to, if you got like stacks of rare, upgrade them to legendary, then delete them.
Yeah.
Same basic thing with weapons, same basic system.
Can I'd like to make one more comment about the mods when we were referring to buying them from the gunsmith. I'm hoping that there's a different loot pool of mods than I hope that there's some that are exclusive from that Banshee like mod pool that you can get.
Yeah.
Like how old fashioned is to his loot pool? Or Monononon? You can only get it from Banshee right now?
Right, but that are kind of the opposite. Like, so you can get some. There's like a core group of like maybe vanilla type mods that are standard for use, but then the specialty mods are location based drops.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if there's ones that are from raids, there's one that are from like say Escalation Protocol and the Dreaming City. Like,
I don't want to get those from Banshee when
exactly.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, I'd even like to see them break it down. So, like, this strike has this mod available in the loot pool.
That would be awesome.
This
that would be really cool.
Or this adventure.
Heroic public events might drop something like this.
Right.
Let's keep away from public events for a while.
Man.
Huh?
I want to do 50 hours.
Public events
50 hours of heroic public events.
How about like a year we just kind of like let public events sit?
Oh man, that's so
gonna hang out with Trials over there in the corner. Think about what you did.
But don't worry, Briar. Lost sectors are a little harder now.
Yeah.
So you can just focus on those.
But again, lost sectors are an example of like, it would be really cool if there was a specific set of mods or a mod that could only drop from heroic lost sectors. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah. Adventures too, man. Adventures are some of the coolest content in the game, and they're so underutilized. Remember, there's that submachine gun that was like the poor man's. What was it called?
Sondok C.
Yes.
Yeah, the Sondok.
From Nessus.
And it's only available in this one adventure, so everybody was going to do it in that adventure, and it wasn't farmable because you got it the first time you went through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was a slice of what would have been awesome for long tail type of horizontal progression, chasing things in the game.
Totally.
Yeah.
As for the launch of Forsaken on September 4th, Year 1 armor mods in your inventory will cease to work, but can be dismantled or traded for materials. And Year 1 armor mods currently slotted into your Year 1 armor will cease to work, but remain slotted in the armor set. Same goes with guns.
Yeah, it shows a picture of a mod that would be left in there, and it says, this mod has been depreciated. Dismantle to clear space and reclaim useful components.
If you have a power level mod on a weapon, it'll just kind of erase that +5 as well.
Man, I'm gonna miss those
Will it be
+5s.
stuck in there, or like, can you?
Yeah, it's there. You have to delete it.
Replace it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Aren't you guys gonna miss
If
those
you want
+5s?
No.
No. They don't do anything. They don't do anything fun.
But they give you
They're
+5.
confusing when I'm using dim.
But I don't care.
It's literally more than what you had.
We also got a sneak peek at patch notes for next week.
We got a little sneaky peeky.
Yeah.
We did.
Oh.
They
The
left some
first
key
thing is
stuff
very
out.
interesting.
But we'll
So they
talk
went
about
through by classes at
Yeah.
first. Hunter.
Yeah, let's start with the best at the top, of course.
Of course.
Starting
of
with
course,
the hunter.
yeah.
The marksman dodge is now considered a reload. It can interact with kill clip, rat king, etc.
Cool.
Ah.
Should it? Yeah, I'm happy about it. I like every time I would dodge reload, I was always like, oh man.
You're like, damn it, I ruined my kill clip.
Yeah. Celestial Nighthawk is going to get more powerful. Will grant 33% of your super energy back if a target is killed by the golden gun shot.
You know,
I
this
like
is
that.
actually really good because you usually hold on to your golden gun shot so you get to like the big boss. But
Yeah.
then now you might actually be more inclined to take out like an orange health bar guy and just get rid of him, get some of your super back.
Yeah.
So I think it'll entice people to use their super more than just right at the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good change.
I like it.
Wormhusk Crown will no longer start regeneration of health and shields. Instead, it will grant a larger health and shield bump at the beginning of the dodge instead of at the end.
Immediate chunk of
Immediate.
health.
Okay.
There's some Watts, explain this. How is it possibly a buff to this? And how is it what's your take on this?
So some people are saying that because they're getting a big chunk of health and shield at the beginning, that's going to keep them alive enough to be able to kill you anyway. I personally, the thing that I find super annoying about Wormhusk is that you get someone to a smidge of their health, and then boom, they're full health. Not only can they dodge and survive a melee where you go to hit them and end them because they get the bump in health, but then they get all of their health back, and then you have to basically kill them again. So I don't think it's a buff. I've heard a few people saying that they think that this is going to make it better, but they're not going to get all of their health back. So you don't have to kill them again.
As someone who's been crutching on the husk for a while.
Me too.
It's bad.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I've found myself in a lot of situations where I dodge, reload, and I receive a little bit of damage right after because of, tick rate or whatever, and I don't get any health regen. This will be a guaranteed health regen immediately after I start dodging. So in a way, I could see it as in the middle of battle, an improvement, but it's not going to give you, if you're hiding behind the wall and then you hit the dodge to get your full health back, that goes away.
It's going to stop you doing the whole peeky meta thing where you're like, oh, made a bad decision. I'm in trouble. Let me go get my health back.
Yeah.
You won't be able
but
to
I make a lot of bad decisions, Watts.
You got to make better ones, right?
Honestly,
Because you use the Wormhusk.
It's like
it makes you a bad player.
It's like a worse version of Devour. So instead of giving your entire life back right away upon that kill, you're getting a chunk of it right away, which could mean the difference between winning a 1v1. But the time to kill is going to get increased. Yeah. So I don't know.
So I like that they're bringing
not increased.
More in line with the other class abilities. When you put your Titan shield down, your barrier, you don't get, if you're wearing an exotic Crest of Alpha Lupe, you get a chunk of your health back, right? You don't get the whole thing, and it doesn't keep regenerating. It seems you get a good chunk, and the people around you get your health. It's a static placement. The hunters are more mobile. They get theirs. They dodge out of the way.
Titans have other ways of getting their health back too, or an overshield.
They will have,
right. But I'm just saying, it's
even more so.
Right. So we're going to talk about that. But then I like that it's tied to an exotic, and then you get the and then the warlocks have their rift that they can put down and wear.
Warlocks sneeze and they get their health back.
They do anything. They trip over their feet and they get their health back. So let's
trip over their dress.
Hunter, I get that Hunter didn't have that many recovery options, but this had to happen. You can't just have a button that's just activate all health regen that's up every 6 seconds. It's just recovery is the most powerful kind of stat ability in the game.
It really is.
Because of the dodge cooldown, sustainable. I mean, I love using it. It's probably why I started playing Hunter as much as I did the past couple of months. But I understand why this kind of had to happen. And I do see how it could be better in instant 1v1 situations where it could save you from death instantly, but overall I definitely think it's a nerf. So
yeah, I'd say so.
See, I think it's well designed.
It is, yeah, because it doesn't kill it, because that would be bad too. I know a lot of people absolutely hate it and want to see it burn in a dumpster, but if there shouldn't be exotics in the game that are just straight up garbage. We need lots of options for all classes, but mostly hunters, because hunters are the best.
Moving on to warlocks. Warlocks, they're, speaking of healing, increased healing rift effectiveness.
Makes sense because the time to kill is getting shorter, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure.
The empowering rift now increases precision damage. Previously, bonus damage was capped at the weapon's precision damage in PvP.
Interesting.
I didn't understand that, to be honest.
Will empowering rift now allow you to one-shot body with a sniper? Is it that much precision?
No,
because it only increases precision damage. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What will be interesting is can a 140 archetype then 2 to the head, 1 to the body with a hand cannon?
Yeah.
In a rift. Or a 150 archetype for that matter.
It'll still be situational just because of the empowering rift is like a stationary thing.
Yeah, of course. And you have to be a warlock.
Yeah. That's true.
There's always that
trade-offs.
Exotic armor Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Increased super energy gain from Nova Bomb kills, and killing higher ranked enemies will grant more super energy. So they're continuing to
like Yellow Bar or
I would assume.
Yeah, I like this because in PvE you can pair this up with your tractor cannon and just go to town with it.
Yeah, you will be able to. What was that black helmet in Destiny 1?
Obsidian Mind.
Obsidian Mind.
Yeah.
I like that it seems like a very strong PvE choice. If you want to use the Nova Bomb Tractor Canyon. It's not like you need to put another exotic armor piece on to get your health back. You just
that's true, right? That's built in.
Yeah. You snack on a little nade and you're like
7 different ways.
Toppity, you're like, let's go. And then you get a kill, you're like, oh, I'm full health.
Melee somebody, eat a grenade, shoot somebody in the head. It's all good. Yeah.
Transversive steps are getting enhanced mobility, and after you sprint for a short time, your currently equipped weapon will be automatically reloaded.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I like transversive steps anyway.
What was that, Paul?
Transversive. Was it just your energy weapon that got reloaded or something? I can't remember what it was before.
Currently, I don't know what it is now.
I think it's energy weapon or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That sounds familiar.
It was very slow, wasn't it? It was also like a really slow reload. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't play enough.
Like you kept checking back to it, and you're like, "This still isn't reloaded."
Yeah,
Titan Rally Barricade no longer requires players to take cover to reload. It now feeds ammo to your magazine over time.
That's pretty cool.
Hallelujah.
That's cool.
I love
Seems
it.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very good.
And if you put the crest of Alpha,
way better than the other barricade now.
You can give your health to yourself and your teammates around you. It's an area effect, so everybody gets the health boost.
Wow.
Which is really nice.
And gets their ammo back.
back. So
is it going to be as
like
effective?
Actium Rig, I'm guessing.
Yeah, do you think it's going to be as effective as Lunafactions or like Actium Rig? Yeah, because Lunafactions are pretty fast.
I think it'll be more Actium Rig than Luna.
Yeah, you think?
Luna's like instant. I don't think it'll be like that. That would be way too overpowered. Yeah. I think it would be like Actium Rig slowly feeds in.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Let's just say that built into a class selection is, the choice to get your health back with eating a grenade for warlocks, but built into a Titan is the ability to
provide DPS.
Provide DPS, and I feel like they are slowly tweaking the classes to be more job specific or teamwork oriented. I like the idea of having each one being able to do something powerful that doesn't require but urges players to be selective of who's on their team.
Boogeyman in chat brings up a good point. It better be as effective as crouching, otherwise it's literally a nerf.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't need to nerf it.
That's a good point.
It's a very good point.
Yep.
And I like this change. The next one really gets me excited.
Helmet Save 14 now grants allies an overshield for a short duration when they're passing through Ward of Dawn.
You're good.
This is such a fantastic helmet. I love the way it looks. I mean, I just love
it's basically now the Destiny 1 Helmet Save 14, right?
Yeah.
Because it blinds.
It blinds. It's back to.
And it gives your buddies an overshield.
Power.
That's awesome. Yeah. I will be so happy to see a teammate. I'll be happy to see Pope walking through, popping a bubble, be like, "Whoa, bubble!" And I walk through. I'm like, "I've been blessed."
Yes.
Is that Saint 14?
Man, wow. I haven't seen this in a while. This is nice. It's nice in here.
Is that the ambiance of Saint 14 in here? I'm gonna go kill some things now. Wow.
It smells good. That new bubble smell.
So what I like about this is that the Defender Titan really didn't feel like it was a support class like it could have been. The bubble just didn't feel like it had that. You can put on an exotic, go after it, and have it be that thing.
You can build towards it.
Yeah,
it's cool.
And you're using your super, and if you choose to use your super stationary over a point and have everybody grab a buff off it, my question is in previous versions, in the D1 version of the Blessing of Light, right? It you could dip in and dip out to reactivate the buff.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious if there's a cooldown effect from the dip in, dip out. I could see them doing something like that. One of the reasons why they took it away is because that movement in and out became,
I hope not. And here's the reason: you're literally using your super to put that thing down, and you're giving up an exotic slot for it. So it's got to be powerful.
Yep.
It's true.
Mask of the Quiet One, increasing energy gain from incoming damage. While critically wounded, health will be granted from kills.
From kills. It doesn't say melee kills. It doesn't say grenade kills. From kills.
Really good. And I already love that helmet. It's my favorite looking helmet in the game. So
it is pretty cool looking.
I like that I like that it takes that desire to chain the kills in PvE just to keep going and rocking like as a Titan, just get in the mix of things. It really encourages that.
Now,
I really aggressive play, like the forward line.
So, did it say any kills? Any kills, right?
It just says kills. While critically wounded.
Oh, while critically wounded. Okay. Because I'm wondering how effective.
So it's that like last fighting chance when you're really low, you get a punch off, get your full health back, and then you can keep fighting.
Yeah, because I wonder in PvP, if you're rocking that, throwing hammers, you're like, oh, almost getting gunned down, all of a sudden, boom, health's back because you chucked the hammer and got a kill.
If you're critically wounded, because it just says kills. Yep.
I just love the playstyle because there's so many. I could see myself using as a defender and running in, and you get the buff. When you punch, there's ways of setting up a defender build to just get in there and start effing shit up. Just punch and kill it, and it gets you in a position where a super hyper aggressive play is rewarded, and you keep that flow, that momentum of the game. It seems exciting to me.
Well, what's the threshold for critically wounded? Anybody know? I don't know these things off the top of my head.
When you're in the red?
Yeah.
Is it just when you're in the red?
If it's just if you're in the red, or do you have to be like low in the red?
Yeah, right.
I feel like it's probably pretty low. I don't think it's just red because that just means your shield's down.
Right.
But maybe.
Well, it would be the same like when Arcstrider, the thing kicks in to get their cooldowns coming back. I don't know what that is. I don't know what next.
I think it's when your health is in the red. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's really good.
That's good.
In PvP, I feel like that's going to be really good.
Essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. You're running around with a shotgun. You're almost dead. You get the kill with the shotgun. You get some health back, and then you keep doing that over and over. And then you pop your hammers.
And you're getting increased energy gain from incoming damage the whole time. So
I wonder what that number is going to be when it says health will be granted from kills. I think it's going to be dependent. How powerful it is going to be dependent on how much health.
How much health.
That's true.
That's true. They could balance it for PvP that way. Like if you don't get too much, then it's not going to be effective because people can melee it. But they could be really good in PvE.
It's going to be funny when you do the Titan super where you're flying like Superman and people are shooting you, you get low and you crash into them, get your health back.
Yeah, what if it does like a 3-piece and all of a sudden full health?
Oh man,
that would be amazing.
God, I didn't even think of that. That's really good.
Nice.
It's cool. I like this. It's a cool exotic.
I dig it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Or if you take a bunch of damage and then knee somebody.
Oh.
Got him now. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
For grenades, a bunch of changes coming to grenades. This has probably got a lot to do with the fact that all the weapons are going to kill faster, so they got to up the power of grenades. The Axion Bolt is getting increased base damage, and they're increasing the amount of time it takes for tracking strengthen to lessen.
Okay.
Tracking strength to lessen.
I was hoping one of you guys would explain that to me. I was a little.
Well, remember in D1, you just straight up be running for a while because you're getting chased by an Axion?
Yeah, for like 10 seconds, it felt like.
Yeah, so maybe they're trying to strike somewhere in between what D1 was and what D2 launch has been for the tracking.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Warlocks.
They track for long. Takes longer for the tracking to lose you. Okay, so they last longer and do more damage.
Yeah.
There you go. Boom.
The flashbang grenade, increased base damage, incendiary grenade, increased base damage. Okay, that's 2 different grenades. It's just a little weird. Okay, so the flashbang gets increased base damage. The incendiary grenade gets increased base damage.
Okay.
The storm grenade gets increased base damage. The scatter grenade retuned range and fall off ranges for the detonations for more reliable damage.
Sounds like a buff.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a buff.
Magnetic fusion and flux grenades. Increased base damage. Damage is now the same whether a target has been stuck or simply walks over the grenade when it's detonating. The magnetic grenade now detonates a second time only if it's attached to a target.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah,
change.
this is really interesting.
The second detonation no longer only occurs on the grenade itself and will now be applied to each individual target hit by the initial detonation. So even if they spread out, they still get tagged by that second bump.
Wow.
That sounds really fascinating for PvE.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I get that all this is for PvP, but this all sounds very good for PvE also because
yeah,
the grenade. I mean, I just want grenade cooldowns to be lower is what I really want, but buffing the power is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really feeling a Sentinel Titan in the raid. Like, it's going to be nice to have a Sentinel Titan with a Ward of Dawn.
Oh, the thing that you can hold, right? The shield that you can hold and protect your teammates and they shoot through it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, that's going to be very good.
Yeah.
I like that they changed the way that second detonation works.
It needed to
To be
change.
honest with you. I like
that's
that.
cool.
That's a clean choice and something that I feel is going to make it interesting. You're going to have to choose. It makes it unique.
Yeah, it also makes it your reward for sticking somebody too.
Yep.
I feel like it's still, you guys understand. I mean a Titan, so I really believe that it's too
News to me.
So my views are the magnetic grenade feels like it tracks it too much. Like it's
Yeah,
too
well, it's
sticky.
called magnetic.
I know, but like
It's a good point.
it goes.
Yeah, it'll do a 90-degree turn.
Because it's a magnet and you have magnets in your body.
Yeah,
But like
We're
the
magnets.
strength of the magnet is a little.
Magnet.
huh?
I don't know.
If it one hit kills,
I
it's going
still
to be a
prefer
problem.
the way they used to do it in Halo, where you basically, it was a skill shot to stick somebody.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like
you
that
celebrated
better.
sticks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yes. It seems like it's a little easy to get magnetic sticks. So
Void Wall. Increase the damage of initial Void Wall wave.
That's good.
Cool.
Because
You're
Void
gonna-
Wall
you-
does
did you
a
use
ton of
sticking?
damage, but they have to stand in it. So if you manage to actually hit them with the first wave, it doesn't actually do very much. So that's good.
Miscellaneous quality of life stuff. Swords will have the ability to accept shaders.
Thank God.
right.
Uh-huh.
Can we
You
talked about it at
you
the
want a
beginning.
TO?
I want to talk about trip grenades or trip mine grenades.
They're not here.
They're not listed, and that's a problem.
And
to me.
another problem
I-
is that Cade used it. He literally stuck a trip mine in the video, got a sick
Right.
kill. That explosion looked amazing. I wish the actual trip mine explosions looked like that.
That's fake
agreed.
news right there.
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been an easy buff to. I feel like the community. A lot of people have been asking for this. You should be able to stick somebody with it. You should be able to unicorn somebody with a trip mine grenade. It just
No tracking. Just
it
straight
has
up.
no tracking. Just
you gotta tag them.
you tag them, you get
I
it.
agree.
You get. It's a powerful explosion. It just feels like that's. I don't
That
know.
feels
I don't even
rewarding.
need it to be a one-shot kill. Like it could do the same damage as just walking by the grenade.
Yeah,
Like in
yeah.
Destiny 1, it was a
That's
one-shot kill. Destiny 2, grenades aren't as powerful, and that's okay. But it was still fun
Maybe it'll be in the
to
other
watch a
patch
guy
notes,
with a
hope.
unicorn stuck to his head, and like
It's
the light
funny.
beam flashing, and the light beam goes off crazy when he starts turning around.
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
that was pretty great.
Why you gotta hate on fun? It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Bungie hates fun.
Anti-fun Bungie. God.
Anti-fun.
Yeah, I want those to come back too. It was fun. I miss those days.
More quality of life stuff. Adding a timer to the status effect for healing Rift, empowering Rift, and Rally Barricade to communicate the time remaining before they expire.
That's real good.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's very
I like
nice.
it.
Yeah.
Wanted escapees from the Prison of Elders will roam the open world.
Woohoo!
Will not drop rewards until September 4th, though. So you'll be
But
able
we're
to
gonna
go
see them
kill
We're gonna
around.
see them
Oh, you
in
can just kill
patrol.
them.
I'm excited.
They've
I'm gonna
done this
take-
before.
Yes.
Are they scorned
Yeah.
or are they just random? Oh, so we're getting fights scorned then, right?
I think
Now,
maybe.
how high level do you think these guys are going to
Stuff
be?
in
I
the
want them
prison.
to
You
be
don't wanna fight 'em?
I want 'em to
Skolas
be
running
400.
around.
Question
Skolas with his
marks.
scorch cannon. That's what I want.
I
It's not
want them
gonna
to be
happen.
like 500.
Unkillable.
500.
It's 500.
Yeah,
They got question
absolutely.
You
marks.
can't get loot
decimating.
from them,
Yeah,
so
you're
make
right.
them like
Yeah.
crazy high level just to look at and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, avoid
Ow.
that guy for the next week and a half. We're coming back.
We know where you are.
Happy farmer members. Increase the difficulty of lost sectors. As example, EDZ lost sectors will become 240 power.
Cool.
240 is
What were they
kind of
before?
low.
220?
Well, that's just the EDZ, so that's the beginning. That's the
They're
first
like
area you
one
do lost
something.
sectors.
level.
When everyone's
point.
at 400, like instantly, that's going to be still really easy. But okay.
Yeah, I feel like they've always needed this thing where, like, if you're in a high level instance, or they put you in instance and everybody's high level, I feel like those lost sectors should scale to, like, auto switch to heroic if you're high enough level. But that's a different design discussion.
Well, when you jump into those lost sectors, you get into your own bubble.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, they could
Yeah,
just
that's true.
put you into a higher level one
Yeah.
for better rewards. Like if they had a thing whereas if you are not 400 light, or if you're under 400 light, it puts you into a certain class of it, so you only get a certain type of reward from it. But if you're above a certain amount of light, then they could put you into a heroic version with better rewards.
Good idea.
Yeah, assuming there's rewards though. If there's no rewards associated with higher level stuff, then it's like adventures in D2 and vanilla. It's like, well, I'm already high enough level. I didn't really do them.
Yeah.
Zer's getting some changes. He will no longer display a vendor icon on destination maps. He'll no longer be tied to flashpoints. And the
good.
Fated Engrams will grant only pre-Forsaken exotics.
Thank God. Because I did not want to be tempted by Zer's disgusting
I know those
engram.
engrams.
Ugh.
I will not be able to resist either.
Yeah.
I will buy it.
You got it. You might get the thing that everybody's chasing.
I know.
I'm searching for the tweet, but somebody from Bungie said that he'll still be on the map. I got the impression he'll still be on the map. You won't know which map, but you'll have to search the map hard to find him.
I think he
Oh,
means
okay.
in the playable space. Map is
That's the impression I got,
map
but
is
I
a-
can't find the tweet to quote it.
map's a lot easier to say than in the playable game space.
Sad about like being able to see where Zur is. I feel like either way, that's not a huge deal because it'll be like instantly posted online where he is either way. But
It's a fair point. Yep.
controversial topic.
It's definitely. I'm happy about the changes. I did get some messages when I posted stuff from last podcast when we talked about this issue. I did get some messages over the week that said that this for casual players, the Zur is a huge
Mhm.
help to them.
And that's what Zur is designed
I hope-
for.
Yes.
It's an RNG
So
band-aid.
it's
But they got to change the exotic drop thing, and I think this is a good thing because like I've had every exotic besides like questline ones for months now, essentially, and that because that engram was just an auto get, and there weren't that many exotics added into the.
Mhm.
You would just vacuum them up instantly, and like I haven't gotten a useful exotic in my last 50 exotic engrams, so I think it's a great idea that he's not giving away. But
What did they say the exotics were going to decrypt into? For mods, wasn't there? Were exotics a guaranteed mod?
no, they had a high likelihood.
High likelihood.
High
That's
likelihood.
right.
They increased likelihood, yes.
So what's interesting is exotic engrams now are going to become something of a potential mod chase.
That's true.
You're like, oh, I might get that
That's
mod
very
out
true.
of this
so
one.
even if you get something that you don't want because you have it already, you can be like, oh, I have that mod though.
It would be nice
Yeah,
if
you could
certain
just
They
make
don't
it.
mods
even
Get it
say
back.
high likelihood. They just say chance.
a chance.
Have a chance.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would assume it would be a higher chance, but I mean, I don't know.
I have a tough time thinking that mods are going to be like that crazy rare. Like now that you can dismantle something with a mod and keep the mod, like I get that they're making them a little more rare, but that alone, with all the loot that drops, even if they're only from wild engrams or whatever, I feel like you're going to have a good selection of mods pretty quickly. But I mean, I guess we'll see.
Joe Shamrock specifically stated that they were going to be rare. Yeah.
It could be one of those things that, it feels rare at the beginning of a DLC, but by the end of it, you're like overstocked with it.
True.
Legendary shards, you had like 100, and now I have like 800.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I couldn't find the tweet I was looking at, but DMG said he's preparing for a few Fridays of why isn't Zur on my map. So that would indicate he's not going to be on the map.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, now I can write "Where is Zur" articles. So that's
there you go.
Yeah. Resurrection of the Zur articles.
Easy.
I'm gonna make a video every week, but I'm gonna always post his location from last week.
The too little, too late video.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it was last week. Here's what he's got.
I think changing Engram to being, Forsaken Exotics is a good step in the right direction. It's not as far as I wanted it to go, but it's definitely good.
It is good.
I didn't even know Faded Engrams worked.
They do.
They work,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, they really do.
Oh wait, Faded. No, I'm not thinking of Faded Engrams. I'm thinking of the what's the one that gives you an increased chance of getting that?
Few points.
Which I'm using to get catalysts, even though I have no actual proof that works. But like superstition at this point. I'm like, I don't know, just in case.
I'm down to my last catalyst. I am only missing Coil now.
No, nice.
I just got Coil.
Except for Mida and Vigilance, which I could care less about.
I did not get Mida Catalyst
I got Vigilance
through my comp run.
No?
Wow.
Interesting.
Crucible ones in one legend rank up.
Let me ask you, Watts, what your Claymore run?
Yeah.
How long did that take you?
I started on Monday. I want to say to be safe, I'd probably say about 20 hours of gameplay.
Nice.
Maybe a
really
little bit
not
less.
bad.
No, I started Monday at 125 points.
Did you run solo or did
average
you run as a
win
team?
ratio?
Yeah.
We lost 6 games
Total?
Yeah. Through the
You were running a stack team. You're like,
So
I'm not messing around.
For the first 1,200 points, it was me and one person who's definitely stacked, and 2 subs. I was just like, who wants to play? Let's go do that. And then after that, and it started getting more sweaty at like 1,200, 1,400, then we just picked up a group of solid players.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Destiny will be going down multiple times before September 4th. On Tuesday, August 28th for update 2.0, it'll go down at 10 a.m. Pacific, but players will start seeing it go down at 9:45. I guess it'll go down at 9:45 and be down till 2 p.m. Pacific. And then it'll go down again on September 4th for the release. I think that one's a little shorter, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific.
I hope we get a chance to pre-download the stuff.
Too. I hate not being able to do that. I was writing articles in like the late afternoon. I wish it was online like first thing, and I could just no life it all day. But
it says here that the update will begin rolling out across all platforms at 10 a.m. and you'll be able to download it then. So you got 4 hours basically to download it.
That's true. So 2 p.m. is when we're going to be able to play. It's
Yeah,
much later
but it
than
sucks
normal.
if you work till 5 and you got to come home and download it at 5, and then you're just sitting there watching that download bar, especially on PlayStation where it takes 7 hours to download it.
PSN servers are really bad about data downloads.
It's like AOL in the 90s over there.
What I hate is that you can set your PlayStation to rest mode. It's supposed to download the updates automatically, but sometimes it just doesn't do it.
It like never does.
Sometimes yeah.
Like half.
I don't
it's
think
like
it ever
half the
does
time.
it for me.
It does it for me half the
I don't
time.
think it does it for me.
And then I get home and you're sitting there going, oh, don't worry, it hasn't downloaded. And then it shows the bar. And the worst part is as it's calculating, it gives you the first number that it's calculating as like 21 hours.
Yeah.
You know, like download will finish in 2-3 days.
Next Tuesday.
Like,
You
may get to play before the raid. 10 days away this time.
Meanwhile, Blizzard's pretty good. Gotta admit, Blizzard, it gets the data pretty fast. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it goes very fast.
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah. They I remember the PlayStation at one point were advertising a feature that you could, like using the phone app, you could set your PlayStation to download stuff. Does that work? I remember they were showing that off before they released the PlayStation. But I don't know if they ever actually released that as a feature. A lot of stuff they showed off before they released the PlayStation never actually came into being.
Yeah.
No.
They kept harping on their like you can start the game before it's done downloading thing, but like half the time that just meant you could like get to the menu screen, and then it's like, oh, just kidding. You have
or
to
you
wait
load
20
into
hours
no
to start,
textures.
Or like
I like in
tutorial or something. Yeah.
In some games, they you can prioritize, like in the Call of Duty games, you can prioritize: do I want to play zombies, or do I want it to start downloading the campaign, or do I want to start it downloading multiplayer? So you get a choice of which one you want it to download first. It will finish it quickly, and then you can play it while the rest of it is being downloaded in the background.
In
Call of
Alien
Duty almost had to
Isolation,
do that because that was like 130 gigabyte download. For like,
Yeah, it was a big download.
Yeah.
in
Take you
Alien
all
Isolation,
otherwise.
I remember loading in on the Xbox, and there was literally no geometry. So I was just walking around in like black space.
That's funny.
Working as intended.
So they also talk a little bit about weapon slots. I'm going to go through this one real fast because it's only really interesting to a few people, I feel like. The following year one power weapons will become kinetic weapons in year two. Alone as a God, Malignant, the Frigid Jackal, Hawthorne's Field Forged Shotgun, Perfect Paradox, Shepherd's Watch, and Silicon Neuroma.
Very interesting.
Alone as a God is
The following
huge.
year one power weapons will have the elemental attribute changed and locked to solar for year two. The Akelos shotgun and the Akelos sniper rifle. In the following year one, exotic power weapons will remain in the power slot. Darcy, Legend of Acreus, Tractor Cannon, and Whisper of the Worm.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that coming.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. They're still going to be powerful, but they're not like game-breakingly powerful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in here?
Let's see.
Nightfalls won't feature strike scoring. There's a bunch of kind of weird stuff that'll be like half working, it seems like, in the...
It's gonna be a weird week to play.
Yeah.
I feel.
It'll be a fun week, though.
Yeah, but
It's gonna be really fun. I'm so excited.
If you want to get the Lest Ye Be Judged trophy, then you got to get it now because it'll be gone.
For like a month, maybe longer.
No,
Longer
they
than
said
that.
all
I
of,
mean,
I
Trials
don't
is
even know
going
what that
away.
trophy is.
yeah, they said all
For a
of season 4.
right?
Yeah. So at least
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah.
At least
that's
3
true.
months.
Yep.
Yep.
And there's some issues with the Solstice armor, Briar. Apparently, like people wanting to masterwork their Solstice armor, that Bungie had talked about being able to do that after.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen after.
But they said that you could be able to you would be able to do it after the launch of Forsaken, but there were some unforeseen challenges in that. And that one of the aspects of it is a prestige nightfall objective will no longer be there, right? The Heroic Strike playlist is being retired for a single adjustable strike hopper. So there's some issues with that they're going to have to resolve, but they're still working towards it, basically.
So get it done now if you can.
Yeah, it's probably better off getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good nice twab. They've been having some good ones. I don't often mention movie of the week, but there is a time lapse drawing of Cade 6 that is by a friend of ours on the podcast. It's I always kill his last name, but Brian. Why have I? Anyway, he's a phenomenal artist. He's I always love his work. Thank you. But it does a time lapse of him drawing this really phenomenal. He has a warlock. He drew a warlock that is to this day my cell phone wallpaper. Just phenomenal warlock.
Nice.
This is like a superpower to me. This is
Just
like
being able
you
to
might as
draw
well be
like
able
this.
to fly to be able to draw like this.
He's amazing.
watching
He's like on another level. He's
I love watching his stuff. It has so much expression and so much. But anyway, if you're interested, he does a time lapse of him drawing Cade, and it's just really cool.
It's beautiful.
I'd definitely check it out.
I didn't see it in the movie of the week, but I did see it on Twitter. Somebody made an anime version of Shaq's training. I don't know if you guys saw that on Twitter today.
No.
I'll have to find it. If I can find it, I'll let you guys know about it by the end of the show. If not, I'll post it. I'll retweet it on Twitter.
That's cool. So I heard there's some new computer parts coming out, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little questionable though.
Are they?
Yeah. So NVIDIA's got their new 2080 series or RTX 20 series,
Ray
right? They got the
tracing.
2080, the 2080 Ti. Yeah, they're going to include ray tracing technology, but we're not real sure how much more powerful. Like if you're not into ray tracing, which only a few games are going to support right off the bat, not real sure what like the upgrade is going to be over like the current generation. So like if you have a current generation card, like what performance benefit you're going to get in games that don't support ray tracing, like Destiny. Like we're just not sure about what that performance benefit is going to be yet, especially if you have a high-end card like the 1080 Ti now. To get the 2080 Ti, it's like $1,200.
Yeah.
So it's expensive
for like a third-party overclocked edition, right? $1,200.
No, for NVIDIA's card.
I thought it was the $1,999.
They have a Founders Edition and a something else for all three cards. For the 1080 Ti or the 2080 Ti, the Founders Edition is $1,200, and the like Launch Edition or whatever they're calling it is $1,000. They don't actually have the regular edition up for pre-order, so you can't buy it anywhere. They only have the $1,200 edition up for sale.
Got it.
And the only difference that they're listing is that it's overclocked.
Yeah, so it's an overclocked version. Yeah.
What I love is I can call you up, Briar, and I can go, hey, man, you know a ton about computers.
Right. And then I call On Air PC and say, Pope's got questions. Give him a call.
All right.
Nailed it, man.
Yeah.
So thank you to On Air PC for sponsoring our podcast. On Air PC is all about helping you get started in streaming, podcasting, or gaming. Let us help you build your dreams today. 330-850-1525. Hit him with that jingle, Tafty.
Wait, wrong jingle.
That
Whoa.
that was
great.
Wrong jingle.
What was that plagiarism conversation we had earlier?
I plagiarized.
That is
It was
jingoism.
good because it was someone else's work.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh
Yeah, copyrighted strike.
Yeah, you can't do that. Blatant jingoism.
Yeah, if you're looking to build a new PC, with these new graphics cards, or Intel's got new computers or new processors coming out this fall. The new Threadripper processors are I think they're out right now. So if you're looking to build like a really strong streaming PC, or if you're looking to game and stream on the same PC, On Air PC's got the know-how, they got the tools, they know what they're talking about, and they got a phone number, 330-850-1525. Thank you, On Air PC, for sponsoring our podcast. You guys want to do Twitter questions?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The next 2 weeks are going to be so exciting. Oh my god.
That's nice.
It's the lead up to some madness.
The hype.
I'm so excited.
This is madness.
It's going to be hard to sleep, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is. Anytime.
Stay up and I
It is?
pre-write articles. I pre-write articles for 3 days, and then I do nothing but play.
Yeah.
Oh,
for those 3 days, and I'll have 9 articles out. So
Nice.
That's great.
It's efficient.
But
What
before we
should I
get
do?
started on Twitter questions, Briar, I do want to talk about something that's going on right now with one of our members of our community. There's Keys. Hi, I'm Keys. We're helping him out with along with some really awesome Destiny community members have come together to support Keys. His daughter Clara is she's in the hospital, and she's he and his wife are focusing 100% on her. She's in intensive care, and I was reading his story, and I thought maybe as a community we could take one thing off his mind, and that could be his channel. So we'll be rating him tonight, but his channel's been taken over so he can focus on his family by great people like Miss Team KK, True Vanguard, EK. We've got Jay Sniperton, Lady Desiree, Fallout Plays. They've all stepped up and taken spots and have helped Keys keep his channel up and running. I'll be streaming after the podcast on it for a little bit, and then we'll do it again next week on Tuesday and Thursday. I just wanted to thank everybody who stepped in and stepped up and donated. We've raised some money so that his family can, just be a little secure when they're at a hospital and not at their jobs. So I just want to thank everybody in our community that's being taken part in that, and it means a lot to me.
On a related
absolutely.
note, Planet Destiny is doing a similar thing for Grays81. A lot of people will know Grays81 from chat. He's also a streamer. His family's going through some rough times as well. Planet Destiny is actually doing a very similar thing for them.
That's
So you can
awesome.
follow Planet Destiny _news. I'm sorry, at Destiny News _net. You think I'd remember that? Or you can follow at Gray's Twitch, and the details will be there. And they could really use your help and support as well. Paul, there's a lot of questions for you, man. And we're going to get into them.
Yeah, I saw some on Twitter, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't answer these on Twitter, so I just didn't do that. But
Yeah.
Nick Stinziani says, who would win a 1v1 versus Jason Schreier and Paul Tassi?
Oh.
Are we trying to start something here?
That's a good question.
Yeah, definitely.
Who would win?
no, okay. Well, if we're talking about reporting,
No, we're talking Destiny. 1v1 Destiny.
we're talking Destiny. I'm gonna say I would win, just because like halfway decent at PvP in the past year, especially of Destiny 2. So like I don't know how much PvP he plays, so I think if I had to 1v1 him, I could. I don't know. Maybe we'll have the chance someday, but I'm confident enough to say that.
Can somebody clip that and send that to Jason Schreier?
I
Could have
swore.
Let's set it up.
swore I
Let's
heard
do the
Jason
1v1.
talking about using his Redrix Claymore that time.
Oh.
Maybe. I misheard.
Jake Byler says, nice guess. I'd want to know from Paul if he ever meets people who didn't know gaming and he tells them he works for Forbes and they light up. Then he tells them he does a video game column and he watches the light fade from their eyes.
Whole life is introducing myself and then watching the light just fade from their eyes.
The disappointment you bring people, yes.
No, I would say like most people are just like fascinated that it's like a real job you can have, like as I'm sure people say about streaming and YouTubing and stuff too. And then if it's someone older, then I immediately get questions about Fortnite in the past year, just automatically like, oh, my son's real big into this game. Have you heard of this like Fortnite? And I'm like,
Never heard of it. Fuck off.
No, it's like, no idea.
Nice.
Crazy.
Dead game.
But yeah, most people think it's pretty cool. They probably assume I'm broke, but besides that, it's a fun job to talk about, obviously, and people think it's neat. So not too much. Like
One time in an article, like real quick, just a real quick mention for the next month. I went around saying, "Hi, I'm Briar Rabbit," as seen in Forbes magazine.
I welcome you to it, but it was online only. I'll say that. But
Look, there's semantics.
Whoa. Don't try to diminish Briar's achievement here.
Benobi219 said, "For good Sir Paul, what do you think the biggest casualty of the decline of print media is? In other words, what from print media are you going to miss the most?"
okay. See, yeah, everyone assumes I'm like super into print media because I work for Forbes, but like since all my work is almost online, is pretty much all online. Like I don't really feel that sting too badly. I mean, I will if the whole magazine shuts down, but I didn't make the transition. It's a good thing. I think the biggest problem with transitioning out of print into all digital has been like ad revenue has just been totally decimated. Like the whole ecosystem that supported all these outlets is just getting trashed because it all funnels straight into like Google and Facebook, and it's a lot harder for other people to get a piece of the pie. There's so many layoffs at like print only publications left and right, which is such a bummer. But that's unfortunately just going to keep happening unless you can adapt in a significant way, which I think Forbes has specifically. But it's a tough thing to do with every print outlet that's trying to make the transition over.
Just looking back at like my local paper, like the Connecticut paper, the Hartford Courant was kind of like the big paper. Like the amount of like articles about what was going on in government and what was going on in, just locally. It was a fat newspaper, and it's well worth picking up because you not only found out what local politicians were up to, but you found out when they were doing wrong. And like, it just feels like that's just gone now. Like there's just nobody out there. They don't have the level of access. They don't have the, like, it's that reporting just feels like it's not getting done anymore. It's scary to me.
Yeah,
They don't have the funding for it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge breakdown of what I feel like is a fundamental aspect of our democracy is an informed electorate. And if you have no journalism at the local level, it's very difficult to have that oversight because we're supposed to be the ones voting in or out people that are not, living up to their pledges to support us or to support our views. And so the newspapers in a lot of ways were the watchdogs for that because I don't have the time to go to every board meeting, every city council meeting,
right.
But newspapers, that was their job. And without that, I feel like there's going to be a lot more rampant corruption than, I think sometimes people are in power aren't corrupt because out of fear of being caught, not from a moral.
That's what keeps me from doing it.
I'm sure there's people that are morally on the high ground and even if they didn't get caught, they wouldn't do something wrong. But I don't feel
those people don't go into politics.
No. Without local print or local media, I feel like we're going to get a lot more of that.
Justice Beaver 23 says, we know the big things you guys are looking forward to in Forsaken. What are some of the small things you're looking forward to? For example, I get oddly hyped about a new title screen and theme song.
All the new music is exciting, right? But that's not really a little thing. That's like
it's a big part of it.
Huge change. It's a big
title screen. I'm ready for a dark, quieter title screen.
Not super bright, very loud title screen.
Yeah, are they actually going to go from switch back to like neutral gray type of thing like they had in D1?
Let's hope so.
Find out.
I would expect it to be purpley, like the reef.
Cade's like battered face the whole
time.
Oh my god.
Busted up Cade.
Pool of exo blood around him.
Oh boy.
Flipped over ramen bowl.
There you go.
Doodles hanging out.
Oh no, this is depressing.
I don't know. Little things that I'm excited about. I feel like everything that I'm excited about is like a big part of the game because it's a loot game, so I'm excited for like different parts of loot. I guess new shaders. I'm excited for new shaders. A whole new look for autumn.
For a new shader system, which
right,
still not probably what it should be, but it'll be better.
That is probably it for me. Is the like quality of life stuff. I do look forward to being able to bulk delete shaders and have the collection system help ease some of the problems with the inventory. Hopefully that works out really well.
I don't know if this is necessarily like a small thing, but I'm looking forward to being excited about reset again. Like just. Oh my God! Reset's coming. What's gonna show up? What's gonna change in the game?
What am I gonna get?
What am I gonna get? I'm also conflicted about it at the same time too because Destiny 2, like in November, I think somewhere around November, switched their reset time from 1 a.m. My time to 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. whichever it is, depending on daylight savings.
10,
and that's like the middle of the night for me, unfortunately. So I'm at a position now where I change my schedule around so I can participate in the brand new reset time because it's always exciting.
That's a good question.
It's extremely exciting to get in there first when reset happens and see what's changed in the game.
It is, yeah.
It's not as much fun when chat's telling you either.
I think it works out for your stream though, because then people get to kind of see you do it. So people who go to work, for example, and or school, they can't necessarily watch at reset,
Mhm.
but they get to watch you, while they get some dinner or something, or on their way home, get to see you check
That's
out.
exactly-
all
Yeah,
this
but
stuff.
there's a lot of people who are like, you're gonna get this, and then you're gonna do that, and then this is gonna happen.
Oh, I know, and then you hate everything and you want to burn them.
that sucks.
And I'm like, I should just close the chat window.
That's a really good point.
My mods
actually.
ban everyone that does that. It's fine.
Uh,
Permanent ban forever. Stop it.
So what is this about the reset every 4 days?
no, it's certain things are gonna get reset on a not weekly basis anymore. It's gonna be afforded. So like flashpoints are getting changed, and it's gonna be on a different rotation. So that way there can be more things introduced for powerful engrams to help people,
Right.
instead of
Right.
feeling like you're relegated to a once a week RNG.
Okay. So not everything.
No, not everything. For the record, I'm not talking about not streaming at night anymore, because I've built my channel essentially with my time zone already, and like I am naturally a night owl. I've been that way my whole life, long before I started streaming. So the idea of not wanting to miss out on weekly resets is the reason why I'm talking about this. Like, do I add like a once a week super early stream because I don't want to miss out on the excitement of that? I don't know. I'm currently trying to decide.
Backspacer 44 says, "Will DCP be rocking Gambit together on September 1st? Seems like an awesome opportunity for a haphazard DCP bounty."
Haphazard.
That'd be cool.
Here's the reality. Nobody is going to beat us. Nobody. We're going to go in as a Gambit team.
World's first Gambit match completion?
We're going to be
Claymore on your team,
undefeated
that's good.
forever. I mean, there'll be teams hunting for us for years.
The secret is they'll never find us. We're
Never.
doing patrols. Hashtag undefeated.
We'll win our first game, back out, and just be like,
Undefeated.
we're
Undefeated, man.
undefeated in Gambit.
Hawkeye says, "What other game should Bungie model their character creator after? Besides beards, what new options would you like to see?" Are you guys seen that Conan game?
Oh, the Dongus slider? The endowment?
Yeah.
Clearly that one, yes.
Yeah, we could use some more endowment in this game, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, for
man.
ladies
Also
too.
boobs? Like, why is there no boobs in Destiny? Come on.
Yeah, I really want to change the boob size.
Yeah.
Especially on Titans. They need some more
Some
accentuated.
gusto, right?
Gusto.
I mean, thicker thighs. I mean, there's just not enough.
If you're gonna be
All
packing
the way
bubbles, why, let's
I mean, if you're gonna, yeah, you're a Titan. You want to bulk up a little, right? You want to.
How can I trust your bubble if your boobies are not bubbling?
yeah, what the hell? Space magic
I'm
just
so glad you said that, not
minimizes
me.
all chest sizes? Come on.
No. I mean, there's a whole lot of the character creation that I hope that they step up in
I was super disappointed to see Destiny 2 was basically the exact same character
Nothing
creator.
changed.
It was-
nothing.
It was
Nothing.
literally
Yeah,
the same.
literally nothing changed about it.
I mean, not even like the print options for the face. Give me like some Orakai, like I don't know.
Money, sell cosmetics for this stuff. Like people would pay for that. and not
Exactly.
think much about it. Like that's an avenue that's better than Eververse. I think that they could make at least some amount of money on. But
I like
I mean,
that.
if,
idea.
Absolutely.
if
That's a
good
Tess
point.
sold a big $sign like print for my face, just like I'd just smash it right there. That
Butt
that'd be
implants.
perfect.
Calf implants.
For you skinny leg titans.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking at you, Tefty.
It's a pumpkin. It's not a titan. It's a pumpkin. Just happened to
You
fall into
straight up missed
it.
leg
Like it,
days.
somebody knocked it over and landed in a vat of space magic, and it was like, "What is this ability I have? I'm throwing hammers, but I'm a pumpkin."
I think more people would walk around in the tower if there was like a barber or a place that you could go and change your Titan or your hunter, your character's look.
Mhm.
Maybe not like your facial features, but like the print on there or the haircut.
Yeah.
or beard. You know, your beard gets longer over
At least
time.
in Destiny 2, we knew that we were making a 3-year decision. In Destiny 1, like there was a lot of messed up looking Guardians walking around.
Right.
Yes, there
That's
was.
happens. I didn't remake 2 of my characters. So I'm just like, nope, hard pass. Everyone's an awoken female now. Like that's the only
Mhm.
good-looking creator. So
Tyler Andrew Zelnis says, "Hey guys, love the podcast. I would love to hear your favorite moment in year 1 of Destiny 2. Mine's got to be the one and only clear of the Spire of Stars."
Destiny 2 favorite moments.
Whisper?
Whisper's a good one.
Yeah, Whisper's
that's
good.
definitely it for me. Just the whole process of discovery and then actually beating it, and for me failing to get the black spindle all those years ago.
Man, I'm trying to think of.
Spire was a good one because it took us so long to do it. It was the first time
Took
that we
us a little
didn't
while.
finish a raid like night of.
That's true.
And that was like a week-long epic.
Say the question one more time, just so I have the
My
nuance.
5 favorite moments of the year.
I would love to hear your favorite moments in year 1 of Destiny 2.
Okay, yeah. I feel like the mid game where things are still being discovered and it's exciting to see blues that like actually give you upgrades and stuff are always my favorite part in the beginning. Like I look back to that and I've got such warm, fuzzy feelings over logging in and just seeing gains and rewards happening and like, oh, I finally got the coil, and you know, like that time, that like slice of Destiny. I'm always the most fondest of that. Most fond.
Mine has got to be doing a 9-man escalation protocol. Like
That
when
was
it
a
was
lot of
still
fun.
really hard. It was super fun just getting 9 people together, and like you got, you know, it's like the chaos of getting a fire team together, but it's a 9-man fire team. And then you actually go in and it's still difficult. So you got a 9-person fire team just fighting to the death, communicating, trying to take down a boss. Like that was actually a real highlight for me. I really liked escalation protocol like that first week. I thought
it was really
cool.
good. Warmind in general was really good.
Yeah. The Rick Moranis says, for Paul, what are some narrative course corrections you think Destiny franchise needs overall, if any? And if the only available skin for the Solstice Legendary armor was gold plating, would you still have gone for it?
Me.
Yeah, daily double here.
Yeah, I hate gold plated like specialty weapons or armor or special editions of anything in like any game, and that just so the answer is no. To the first part of that, wait, what was the first part again?
What are some narrative course corrections you think the Destiny franchise needs overall?
Oh, you got to let our Guardians talk. You're never really going to create a compelling story as you can, a personal story. Sitting in these cutscenes, like nodding silently along with everything that's happening.
It makes you look goofy. It makes you look goofy in the cutscene. It really does. Like you're like
there's some games where that works, where it's like BioShock or something, and you don't talk, but you also never see yourself from the outside. So there's no cutscenes like that where you're just standing there like a mute idiot. And until they do that, I really think that they're going to have a troubled time telling a real story. And like even with, I think they're doing a great job with this like personal Cade revenge storyline. I think that's a good start, because one of the suggestions I would have made before this is that tell personal stories. Like they kind of hint at it in lore, and like there's maybe a mission or two, but they don't do real personal stories, and it's always some giant that you have to single-handedly beat, which is fine, but once you do like 6 of those in a row, it gets a little old. So I think getting personal storytelling is key, but Guardian talk. Also, I would add to that, I really want to see more of all the characters in Destiny, like out in the world doing things and not just in cutscenes.
Yeah.
Someday, this is really far flung and like not that crazy for other games, but it would be for Destiny. Like I want to run a mission with an NPC maybe, and like have them help me and do things and talk to me. That's
That'd
not
be
just on the
cool.
radio. I don't know if the game is really designed for that, and NPCs really only seem to be able to stand in one spot in game, and that's it. So that's kind of a bummer, but
Remember when they were talking about Outpost for the first time before Destiny came out? Like, for some reason, I had it pictured as like, patrol zones would be bigger because I, thought it'd be, a sequel, and that the outposts they were talking about would be kind of like scattered outside of the patrol zone. I'd love to see something like that, and like actual stories,
One
like
guy
NPCs,
standing in a spot. Yeah.
yeah,
That'd been
NPCs
cool.
out there that you could get quests from, and almost MMO-ish.
That'd have been
The
really
more
cool.
No, we
MMO
should
and
have some
RPG
MMO-ish
they go,
things
the
in there.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Hogg says, for Paul, how do you decide what is and what isn't valid from leaks and such?
Mm.
I kind of usually stay away from too many Destiny leaks. Like a while ago, I was getting burned by like, oh, here's this store listing of like the next plot of Forge of the Gods or whatever these made up things were.
Yeah.
Because it was so easy to invent those and just kind of edit those. Actual like super data mine stuff, like the stuff that's being passed around now, because I guess it could have some reporting value, but it's not like reporting on like leaked Fortnite skins. It's like secretive stuff that I don't want to know personally, and I don't really want to broadcast it. I just don't think it's worth it. So something like small, that's one thing. But if it's like this laundry list of like, here's the ending of Forsaken, like I'm not gonna do that. So
man. That's true.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't want to know the story, right? Like, I don't want to go in and know exactly what's going to be happening, what the theme's going to be, the weapons that are going to be there. Destiny, it gets a lot of stuff ruined if you take away the mystery. The mystery, I feel, is such a big part of Destiny. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to take that away.
David Cotton says, what type of Destiny articles get the most views? Like info, mysteries, negative, speculation, etc.
My trademark 5 things, 10 things I wish I knew articles do pretty well, because it's just kind of most people will up front. So I get through stuff really fast, and then I can go back and be like, hey, I wish I didn't screw this thing up. Don't do this. So those get a lot of views. When I do my own rankings of like, here's the best exotics, here's the best legendaries, which always gets super outdated very fast. But those in the long term do a lot of traffic because people keep searching for those over time. I think my best legendaries is like 600,000 views or something. Like over the last 6 months, it kind of builds. Straight just like news announcements or like trailers don't really do as well. It's kind of stuff that I spend a longer time on, and that's like my own view on whatever. So
that's what I like when you do too. It's like my favorite stuff to read when you do it.
About something, those will do pretty well too. People like chiming in with critiques.
Sass says, what is the best thing about this week? Not like socially agreed upon the best or something you think others would agree is good necessarily, but the thing that made you the happiest. He says, no car talk, you know who you are. Is Tefty, you've been doing a lot of car talk lately?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't know what he's referring to here.
Yeah. Best thing that's happened to me this week.
How's your week been, Pope? Breakdown of our weeks.
Man, I don't know. There's a lot of really cool stuff. My wife went to work. She's been taking care of the baby, and so she started a new job. It was her first teaching job. And to have her come home and be able to talk to me about her classroom and her experiences with her students is really interesting to me, and it's fun to be able to connect with her on a subject that we both are interested in.
That's cool.
I know
Awesome.
that's lame. I should have said exploding
That's
stuff,
not
Things that explode.
Yeah, the trailer, Kate's trailer. Yeah, that was most exciting. Yeah.
Yesterday, I took. Yeah, go for it, Paul.
I had a wife one too, where I've been teaching my wife how to play Fortnite this week, so she can talk about it with her pediatric patients, because they come into the office and that's all they want to talk about. So I'm like actually teaching her play and stuff, so she can.
That's cool.
Be the cool doctor who plays Fortnite. So
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed.
Yesterday, I installed my own portable AC unit for my office because for the whole time, for the past like 6 months, I've been cooling my upstairs. So I've been cooling about 1,000 square feet down to like 69 degrees every time I stream, which is not needed, and like a better solution existed. And we're renting this place, so I can't like install a mini split without essentially throwing away several $1,000s. So last night I took the time to actually retrofit my own duct system to put the unit into the closet, and to cut down the decibel noise and all that. So for me, that is very exciting because now
that is very exciting.
I can close my door. I don't have to keep it open to have the air going in and out. And also, I don't have to cool down the upstairs to a chill, and I can have my own office in its own its own chilled feel. So I'm very, very happy about that. That was exciting for me. I want to get that done before Forsaken.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
For me, it's got to be getting the Claymore. It's honestly not something I was planning on getting at all. I was just kind of like, I saw the quest come out and I was like, I don't know if I want to be spending that much time in Forsaken getting a broadsword. So I was just talking about it in chat, and then the person that I was playing with, as Trix, he was like, let's just try and do it. I was like, okay. So then we just tried it, and then we ended up getting it. So I wasn't expecting to even try and get it, but it went so smoothly and so well. And just to have that over with now and know that I can dump my 1,200 Crucible tokens and get a randomly rolled broadsword is nice. It's nice to know that.
Nice.
I got a new car.
Is it the Lambo?
What'd you get? Lambo? Yeah.
No, I didn't get a Lambo. I got a Honda Accord.
Close your eyes.
Just as close.
Might feel like a
Super
Lambo.
Close.
Well, it's a stick shift.
Ooh.
You can go fast.
Do you make like Lambo noises when you drive it?
I do. I was doing that in the last car too, though. I just play I'm Your Testarossa on repeat all the time.
Yes.
I know we were talking about the best things that happened to us this week or what made us happy. I kind of want to hear our Briar rant because that was a little bit of a rant on Twitter. We don't get
dealing with
rants
ineptitude for like 3 weeks. I told you I just bought a car. Like I was shocked by the ineptitude showed by car salesmen in general. Like they don't know anything about the cars that they sell. There's like literally 5 models that Honda sells. So it's like how hard it is to keep track of this shit. And then I got glasses today, and I got progressive lenses. I don't know if anybody knows what progressive lenses are. They're basically, close up at the bottom and far away at the top. And I come home and I'm like, I have to move my head to read text on a computer monitor. This is not going to work. So I bring him back. He's like, oh, yeah, these aren't good for people who use a computer every day. I'm like, dude, we literally had a 45-minute conversation about what I did for a living when I was here. Like, how can you say... So yeah, I've been dealing with stuff like that.
Maybe he had Fortnite on the brain.
I got a little mad, and I took it out on Twitter.
That's too bad. Maybe he was just focused on Fortnite, man.
Yeah,
he couldn't
could be.
Keep track of the conversation with you because he was thinking about the skins that he had to buy.
Could be.
That could be it.
Mm-hmm.
Anton says, what happened to the DCP side quest podcast and Let's Plays? Are those just seasonal shows for when there's no Destiny content? Will they return once you have played through Forsaken and have a chance to play other games?
Yes. Let's just go with that.
So it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult to manage multi-topics like that, especially when there's new content that comes out for Destiny, because there's essentially like an unspoken race or sprint to want to get the stuff because it's exciting on a personal level, but also because you want to talk about it and all that. In my personal experience, like September is going to be all Destiny. I plan on playing Forsaken, and then October there's going to be some amazing freaking games coming, specifically Red Dead.
Yeah, that
is just going to be incredibly exciting to play. So the juggle between handling new content with Destiny, because it does take time, and we want it to take time to be able to acquire the stuff because that's when Destiny's exciting. Juggling that with new games like Spider-Man's going to come out. I'm going to have to like postpone Spider-Man playthrough until October and November. So
Yeah.
it becomes a balancing act of finding out when you can play the other games, but then also a balancing act of finding out when you can make content about those other games as well, like the side quest. And we don't want to do a side quest where we're just like,
Where we're like, so what did you play?
yeah, let's try not to talk about Destiny right now because that's literally all
But
we're
we're so
playing.
excited, and it's not going to be a good. It's not going to be a good show if we're all sitting there like, I really wish I could be playing or talking about Destiny right now, and we're trying to find something that we can talk about that's not Destiny.
Exactly.
I think it's important for us to say that we were initially planning on stuff being a weekly show, but I think that question really kind of hit home to it. When it feels right for us to talk about, we'll know. The four of us will look at each other and go, yeah, let's do a side quest.
We never wanted to feel forced because forced content feels forced and it turns people away. Just straight up.
It's lame.
It's like, well,
this feels like forced content.
Yeah, because if we're only playing Forsaken and then like, hey, anybody play Spider-Man? No. I bet it's good.
Nope, absolutely not.
I turned down a review copy of Spider-Man to play Forsaken.
Because you
no,
knew.
Oh, wow.
You knew,
You're
right?
like, yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, I passed it off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with a side quest, like we'd love to do that consistently on a regular basis, but our capacity as a team to do it on a weekly basis doesn't exist right now because of the ups and downs of Destiny. And that's just
it's more than just getting together too for like an hour or 2 hours to actually record. There's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah.
Kind of behind the scenes, as well as having something to talk about.
Playing those other games.
And ultimately, what's so important to me is that the four of us get together and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And we were, it's got to be fun, and it's got to be just something that we enjoy, because 90% of what this is for us is friends getting together every week to talk about video games. And if it's not that, people are going to see that they're going to see through that. And I think that's a core element of this. I'm genuinely excited to see you guys every week and talk about Destiny. And when it stops being like that, I will stop being on the podcast. It's just the concept of it for me is the excitement. I get excited every Thursday. I'm like, cool, it's podcast day.
Yeah.
It didn't feel that way with SideQuest because we were just playing Destiny. So
also,
that's a good question, and that's where we're going with it.
Also, it's tough to again, the scheduling is very difficult in that stuff. We've worked our lives around a schedule for this podcast to be able to do it at this time to be consistent. Because again, consistency is one of the most important aspects of doing content creation. And SideQuest, unfortunately, we kept trying all these different time slots, and we realized that something always came up with someone, and that's tough to do on a consistent basis. And then even more so when you're basically just playing Forsaken for at least a month. So
that's right. All right. Good question.
Good question. Yeah.
Nathan Ake says, if you didn't do what you do, meaning like streamer, YouTuber, writer, what would you do?
I would be a cat lady that stays at home with cats.
You get paid?
That's
for that?
ambitious.
Professional cat lady.
Yeah, I don't see how I could do anything else.
I don't see how you can do it either, to be honest with you. And damn cat of yours gets in a lot of trouble.
Wow. I would love to work in something to do with like space exploration. I think I've always.
You want to be a rocket scientist?
No, like
Rocket Man.
I want to be like the head of Space Force. No, I'm just
I'm
just kidding.
I want to be
It'd
the
be
head of
nice.
space.
Like, I just maybe invent time travel. That'd be pretty cool, right? I think I'd probably do that.
All right.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
I want to be that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to do something. I'd love to do something with I feel like I've always wanted to go into space. I feel like that would be something that would be fun to do on a trip to Mars or something.
He just wants to be head of space.
Head of space.
I want to be
Head of
head of space.
Emperor.
Emperor of
Emperor of
space.
space.
Space Bear.
Just a small.
Space Bear.
My new name, Space Bear.
Paul, what would you do if you weren't writing?
man, it's hard to just consider not writing anymore because I do so much of it. I'd say something in like movie or TV production, just because I love movies and television. So I'd love to work in that in some capacity, even though I have no idea how. But I guess that it could technically still be writing there. But
If Pope can be a space bear, I'm sure you can be in movies.
Space Force
Yeah.
Commander.
Yeah.
There's no
You can
limits.
play
Here.
Pope on TV.
You can do whatever you want. You could play Pope as a space bear,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
exactly.
This is a weird question for me because I'm currently doing most of the jobs that I've kind of like pursued. Like I do photography, I do YouTube, I do Twitch streaming, we do the podcast. Like, these are the kind of things that I like to do, and like I've gotten to the point. I haven't actually been jealous of anybody's job that I've seen, actually, until very recently when I saw Doug DeMuro's YouTube channel. This guy reviews exotic cars like Lamborghinis and like just like a Countach from 1990 and a brand new I can't. He just did a video today. It spends like 30 minutes like inside and outside the car and drives it around and he gets like 6 million views per video.
Damn,
That's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
that's a pretty sweet gig, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's awesome. For me, I would probably go back to music production. That's what I did. I did a lot of music production, and I'd go back to that, doing like licensing, cues, and song production.
Making jingles.
Jingles,
Making
possibly, if there was something that came up for something like that. But I did it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like-
I've
like
heard your
maybe
jingle work lately. And
like a
not
podcast or
impressed.
something.
Whoa, not representative of my whole body of work. Okay, jeez,
All right.
yikes, man.
I mean,
I'm glad I have the most ambitious of our
Andy Martinez says, if you were sent back 100 years into the past to live out the rest of your life, what modern luxury would you take back with you? I mean, toilet paper, to be honest with you.
The internet.
Invented 100 years ago.
the internet's
I
pretty
don't know.
Internet.
I'm not willing to risk it, Paul.
Definitely the internet. 100%. I'm assuming I
100
can
years ago.
It's a good one.
directly connect.
Would anyone else be on the internet though? Like, would you?
No,
be
here's the thing. Here's the
communicating-
thing. Since it's part
So you
of since
keep
it's
it
part of my
pure.
fantasy, it would be that I get to connect to the internet of whatever the current time is, even though I get put back 100 years. So I could then probably make a ridiculous amount of money off of predicting things that happen in the future, like Biff.
How about
like Biff from
antibiotics?
that'd be good too. But
Oh yes.
you could pull that info from the net and then share that information
And
with some
make
smart
your
people.
own? With some smart.
I'd bring my Space Force with me.
That'll come in
Space
handy.
Bear, circa 1900s.
1900s, launching up into space, blowing people's minds.
Uh,
I don't know. It's a silly question. I love it.
Most interesting Koreans is how many times can you wear jeans before they go to the hamper to be washed?
Depends where I'm wearing those jeans too. If I'm
And
going
for how
mud
long?
wrestling, maybe just a day. If I'm going to a movie, that's like just 2 hours. That's fine.
Wait,
3.
3 days? Three wearings?
Three
That
wearings.
sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm about there. But although sometimes jeans feel more comfortable the more you wear them,
yeah.
Yeah, up to a point.
and then they start getting gross,
depend-
right?
are-
They get that like.
Are you
oh, yeah.
sweating in these things? Yeah. Like, are you going for an
Yeah.
impromptu jog? Then you're gonna have to up.
I think we need
you have
some
to up the
follow
rate.
up. Like,
Yeah.
what season is this? Is it summer or is it winter? Because that really
Most
makes a
interesting
difference.
Korea. He really doesn't flesh out his Twitter
Right?
questions.
We're gonna need a little follow up. Most of the Korean get back to us next week with a little bit of some details here.
More depth. What activities are we going to be doing with this
Right?
said
Yes.
pair of jeans?
Are we going for a hike? Are we just sitting around?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing here?
I mean, jeans aren't lounging pants, right?
Am I
you're not
going
like
to the
sitting
grocery
around.
They
the
can
house.
be.
store
Jeans,
and
you
just
go
coming
do
home
things
and
in
taking 'em
jeans,
off?
Some jeans can be
Right.
comfortable. Got to find the right pair.
right? Okay,
Never.
okay. Well, we need more clarification.
Yeah. Also, what brand of jeans?
What cut?
What's the
Boot cut,
stretch
skinny,
like?
you know, what's it gonna
the
be?
fit?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Are these 501 classics? Are we talking like American?
You have to
Eagle?
wash. tight-fitting jeans more than loose-fitting jeans? Probably, right?
I most
To
likely.
keep them tight.
I think
Yeah.
we're giving Paul some ideas. The 5 things I wish I would have known before I bought my favorite pair of jeans.
While
about the
wearing them
clicks
as I
like
play
30
Destiny
things
2.
already, so it's hard to choose from.
I mean, you're welcome to use any of this, and you don't have to cite us. I mean, this is just. Well, yes, you'll have to cite Briar.
Yeah, Briar needs it. He needs to be able to name drop. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Fenrir526 says, would you rather be able to talk to any animal or be fluent in any language?
Ooh, fluent in any language.
Language. What do the animals say? They can't say that many interesting things.
They know
They're
all
like,
your dirtiest, darkest, man.
Oh, that's
What is your cat
that's
seen,
assuming
Paul? What has he seen?
that aren't dolphins like really smart? You could talk to the whales.
Oh,
You could get some
I have a
crazy
great
whale
answer.
stories.
It's gonna destroy Pope's answer.
You need to
Uh-oh.
tell your cat to stop eating string.
seriously, like walk up to your cat and go, "Look, string's bad, okay?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
could-
pick animals. I'm picking
Yeah, you
animals,
could-
100%. You know why? You can learn to speak a different language.
I was gonna say that
if you
too.
wanted
Every
to learn
language.
every single language,
Every
you could
language.
do it. You can't learn to speak to animals. And
Well,
then I could
somebody
just say
could. I
to
could.
Tobias,
If you
listen,
could speak any language, you could get like some primo jobs with that skill.
Think
That's
about
true.
it like
I
this.
could be the best vet in the world.
You're on a
I
hike.
could just be like, hey,
That's
are you actually sick? No?
You could be
Okay.
head
go
of the
home.
Space Force.
Because they're bringing animals in space, man.
Right?
You
You talk
could-
alien languages.
You could be on a hike and you're about to get mauled, and you're like, "Whoa, what's up with the mauling, dude?" And he's like, "I'm hungry."
Yeah, right?
Be like, "Let me bust
Hey,
out."
Mr. Cougar, let's calm it down.
I-
Let me
man.
I got it.
let's go to the
Six.
store. I'll buy you a whole bunch of stuff. You know, then he could like the mountain lion could tell me about the life of being a mountain lion, and then you could
Yeah.
document some information, have some breakthroughs on
You want
Think
animals.
of the
Full area,
documentaries you
Dark
could
Strip.
make.
Yeah, this is definitely the choice.
Hey, honeybees, where are you guys going, man? This is really concerning
Yeah.
to
Google,
Yeah,
Yeah.
why are
Google,
you
you can
struggling?
Other
translate.
people can't hear
Go-
them.
Google-
Other people can't hear them, so they would just think you're insane. Be like, "Oh, this is what this bear said. Believe me."
But
Like,
then you could do it
That's
like a
a standard operating procedure over here.
you could do an actual test though. You could be like, Bear, you need to do this and then that. They'd be like, whoa, they are understanding. Crazy. See, with Google, you
What
can
if the bear
translate
was
any
like,
language.
if you could,
Screw you,
command them
dude.
to
I'm not gonna do
things,
it.
then
Oh,
that
asshole
might be
bear.
good, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, asshole bear's just like,
I mean, there's probably an asshole bear.
yeah. I mean, think about it.
That's just
Polar
that's
bears.
that's a that's cost.
Polar bears
That's
are the
cost.
most racist animals.
That's cost of doing business.
The cost of
I'm still going with speaking with anybody because that's
It would just make my life much easier if I could just literally say, "Are you sick? No? Okay. Let's
Look,
move on."
let's just
I'd
be
save
honest.
so much
Even if
money.
you could talk to your cat, they wouldn't give a crap what you said.
Yeah, they
You would
would.
be like,
haven't-
you would say
No,
like,
Pope's right.
get off the
Pope's got
couch
ya.
and they would look at you like this. And give you the same damn
That's
look if
not
they
how my
understood
cats
your
are.
language.
Yeah,
Okay.
Merlin wasn't that way. I had a connection with Merlin that went a lot deeper
yeah.
than just I'm a cat. You know, it was a
You
person.
better?
I'm a kitty cat.
No, Merlin was a
Meow,
person.
meow, meow,
They had
meow,
like
meow, meow.
we had a schedule.
All right.
The Mohegan 9 said, is mother trucker a good replacement swear word? And what is your favorite replacement swear word?
Mother trucker.
I say fudge a lot. It just happens. I don't even
Yeah.
necessarily like it. It just happens.
I say Jiminy Christmas on a cracker. Jiminy.
Bumblefuck, I use a lot.
Is that a replacement swear word?
What's that replacement?
I mean, it's
Oh,
replacing
yes.
something.
You just added bumble to the-
Cheese and rice. I record. I
Oh my
when kids
God.
say it at school, I go cheese and rice.
Dreadnought says, question for the gentleman. So this one isn't for you, Watts. This is just for the gentleman.
Oh.
So you're going home from a leg day workout. Your legs are sore and cramping. You take a packed subway home, and then a woman comes in. She has to stand because there are no seats left. Would you offer her your seat even if your legs are killing you?
No.
Okay, is
Very specific.
Equal opportunity.
she
You got on that seat first.
is she a grandma?
Mm.
Is she
We need more
disabled?
Is she
clarification
pregnant?
here.
Is she pregnant? Is she on oxygen? If any of those, then yes. Not those, hell no. I'm keeping that seat for myself.
Mm-hmm. Am I single? And is she beautiful?
Questions.
We're gonna need some follow up here.
Are you gonna? Yeah,
I
hold
get
up.
I get up every time.
Every single time.
Because you're a gentleman. I'm not.
That's just the way I roll.
What if you are exhausted, Pope, and you get on and you need a seat?
Leg day. You are temporarily disabled.
Nobody's willing to get up.
What if you fall over
The leader of
onto
Space
the lady?
Force needs a
Space
seat,
Force,
goddammit.
I can still feel the pain that my father gave me as he slapped the backside of my head when I didn't get up. It's just, I don't know. It's the way I was raised, and I don't know.
You might fall on the lady though, or murder her due to your squiggly spaghetti legs.
Mm-hmm. Then who wins? Who wins then?
How'd she
The
die?
whole universe.
The man
wins.
fell on her from squiggly spaghetti legs.
I know.
Also, he was part of the Space Force.
I know women are equal to men and all that stuff. But
Space Force spaghetti legs.
I still think that there is some
woman out,
value
local
in chivalry. So anyway,
Max Dwayne Peterson says, "Do you keep right except to pass, or do you hang out in the left lane like a heathen?"
I go very fast in the left lane.
Pass in the left lane and pass everybody forever. So
There you go.
Depends in the mood.
Hey.
You run into the
Spirit
guys
of the
hanging out
lane.
there.
Yeah, if I'm in a chill day, I'm gonna keep to the right. Wait, are you the asshole who stays in the left hand, slowing everybody down?
Yeah, are you the slow guy in the left hand? I think is the
No, definitely
slow.
not.
No, it's not.
I would feel bad about that.
so it depends on how the person coming up on me is behaving.
You're gonna read them.
Well, you get the
Space Force
person driving
don't
up
take shit from
and they
nobody.
do the
Force
lights, they do
reads these
the
fools.
flashing lights, or the honk up. I could see somebody coming up behind, they're coming up fast on you, you have a moment where you see them, they give you a little puff up, and I move over. That's polite, right? But those assholes that just like, they just come up on your you know what I do? I take my foot off the pedal and I just go.
You take the passive aggressive route.
Hell yeah. I don't get out of that lane until they move around me, and that's just the way I roll.
Ringo the Dingo says, "You're on a date in a pub and you're rapidly transforming into Pirate Briar." I assume he just means you're getting drunk.
Yes.
Also,
No,
your
we're trying pirate.
Pirate Bar is specific.
Also, your counterpart is looking less and less attractive as the night goes on. What's the best phrase and flimsy excuse to get out of there? How do you extract yourself?
So you're getting drunk, you're becoming Pirate Briar, and you have to get out of a place. What phrase do you use?
Yeah. You're on a blind date, right? And it's not going well.
I have a problem with this because if I'm Pirate Briar and I'm getting drunk,
Yeah.
I am merely entering into my element.
Right? We're not leaving.
We're not leaving. Good date, bad date, doesn't matter. I mean, you're there. That seat is yours.
So, assuming you do have to go, I think it'd be something piratey. Be like, "I bid you adieu, my lady."
The whole
something like
question's
that.
bullshit. You can't. You're not leaving. Briar's not leaving.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Yeah, it's a loaded question, man.
Yes, it's a false question. It's like you can't.
Invalid question.
Yeah, you should strike that one just from the list.
Yar gotta go in the brig.
Yeah.
Yar, you'd be puking my guts out now.
Yar, can you lock me in your brig, milady?
Yar, you'd be making me sick. I'll be leaving now.
The one I heard that I loved, I think I heard this. I think this was like rotating around in the Destiny community, or maybe it was on like the Destiny Reddit for a while. I gotta go. A meteor hit my pool. I thought that was hilarious.
That's pretty good.
Sass says, "Last week you all ate Smurfs like it was going out of style.
Easy.
You're animals."
That's
Gargamel.
very disturbing.
Gargamel is now inviting you to his house for a barbecue to celebrate your appetite for the blue belly fill. What do you bring to the barbecue? So you're going to a Smurf barbecue. You're going to get down with Gargamel, have some Smurfs for little barbecue action. What do you bring for sides?
I think you bring dipping sauce, like to make the Smurfs even better, like some Smurf dipping
ranch,
sauce.
barbecue
Like what is that?
sauce.
Is that like ranch?
I
Is
feel
that
really bad for
queso?
Paul
Blue
right
cheese?
now.
Blue cheese? Yeah, blue cheese.
I feel like I missed something here.
Yes. So Paul, like these Twitter questions tend to get a little silly. All right.
No, they don't.
Aggressively.
We're a little punch drunk at this point in the podcast. It's value for our last week we
Snort
had
salad.
last week we had a question about Smurfs and eating Smurfs. I can't explain how it came up.
Would you
This
eat
is a
Smurfs?
follow-up.
Just
Yes.
Okay.
Something like
Probably.
that.
It
Smurfs
was something
or
like
something else.
If you had to choose between one and another, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like give
I
up
don't
something
remember
or
what
eat,
the other
eat a
option was.
Smurf, and I was like,
It wasn't as good as Smurfs, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm a big dipping person, so
sauces.
some quality sauces. Yeah.
Yeah.
That or you just bring some beer, some drink.
Yeah.
What if you bring some beer? You could beer batter the Smurfs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you think Gargamel?
Or like the Smurf could be
Only
like the lime wedge in your beer.
Would,
How do you cook a
oh,
Yeah.
Smurf?
would
Do
Gargy
you like-
would Gargy get offended though that you're assuming that he doesn't know how to cook the Smurfs properly?
Oh, that's a good point. You don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is a
Gargamel
very
seems like
difficult
such a
question.
thing. How do you cook a Smurf? Do you
yeah.
like dip them in the like hot water like a lobster, or
Oh, while they're alive?
Yeah.
well, that's how you do
They're
a
gonna be
lobster?
screaming.
I am
They're so tiny, you hardly
uncomfortable
hear 'em.
with how this question is being.
Huh.
Smurf are people too.
No, they're not.
That's
They're
why I
Smurfs.
said.
Let's
They're humans.
They're
Are
humans?
Smurfs like this big or like this big? I thought they were like this
No, Smurfs are like
small. Are they like this tiny? Oh,
Yeah.
well then yeah, you definitely eat them. They're like little.
Yeah, they're like bite
They're
sized,
poppins.
right?
They're like wings.
Like bonbons.
Like potato chips.
Bonbons, yeah.
Ooh, I mean, you kind of want some carbs to go with your Smurfs, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
What if you had like twice baked Smurfs?
Put 'em in
that
a
sounds
potato?
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
How about a Smurf berry pie?
What if you mama bird a Smurf?
I don't know. I don't know about a Smurf berry
You
pie.
put
I
Smurf
don't want it
inside of a
sweet.
Smurf.
Come on, don't make it gross, Pope.
Okay.
Yeah. Jesus.
Is that too far?
That's too far.
Is that too much?
Unbelievable.
You force feed it's like geese, you force feed a
Yep.
Smurf in there.
No, too much.
All right. All right.
Yeah, we
you
were
guys
burning
said-
through these questions. We only have 3 questions left.
All right.
Okay.
Sharks of Sharks of Truth says
Should I be scared?
we know DCP stands on pineapple pizza and how amazing it is,
Yes.
or pineapple
Yes.
on pizza and
Glorious.
how amazing it is.
Absolutely.
Delicious.
It's amazing.
My question is, do you do chunk pineapple or crushed pineapple? Crushed pineapple under the cheese will change your life.
What?
I'm
Pineapple
I've
open.
never
I want to try it, but
That's
I
new
would
to
be
me.
afraid there'd be too much wetness under the cheese. The cheese would just
Here's-
slide right
here-
off the pizza.
Here's why that will never happen to me. I like
Mhm.
the flavor of the chunk pineapple getting slightly roasted. I like that
Same.
taste. It
Yeah,
turns
that
the
is
pineapple
good.
from bitter to sweet. It releases the sugars. So I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though, if I'm ever in Shark's neighborhood there, I'll give it a shot.
Neighborhood
Yeah,
of
you will.
E-Shot.
Although, they say never trust a shark. So Sean Hanlon says, if the world was going to end in 72 hours and a mysterious man hands you a ticket that you would immediately be taken to a spaceship, Pope Bear's Space Force.
Space
apparently.
Force.
So you'd immediately be given a spaceship or a ticket for a spaceship to another planet and live happily for the rest of your life. Or you could deny the ticket and stay with your family and loved ones knowing your impending doom. Which do you choose?
I don't think living out a lonely life on a rock with nothing you would know would.
Well, there are other people
you
there.
said happy. You live happily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a fun
It says
planet.
happily right there.
So
Wait. So for
sure.
me to be happy on another planet, I will have had to gone to this new planet. They have teleporting technology. I teleport my family to the planet. I'm now happy.
I don't know, man. I think it really specifies your family's going to die here.
yeah. Also, did it specify that there's other people on this planet?
I'm going to make the assumption that you're not the only person who got this ticket.
Huh. So you're some really bad CW show?
Yeah.
Yeah. you're now. This is like real life 100.
Yeah,
I believe that.
I'm gonna die with my family.
Same.
Yeah.
See, I believe
My
that
wife's
I
not
will
watching.
be doing my family a favor by carrying on and
Guaranteed
remembering them in
happiness
the
is
future.
part of this. Get to go to another planet, which you never do.
Yep.
The last 72 hours of your life are going to be really chaotic and crazy, knowing you're going to die in 3 days. So what? Forget it.
I see a lot of pluses in going to that other planet, carrying on.
Yeah.
Carrying on, remembering my family,
How about this
taking
ticket
that knowledge
technology?
with me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between what I say I'm going to do now and what I would actually do.
Right.
Yeah.
I would prefer to
I got
die
the-
and they stay alive. Like if they're dying, I don't want to be alive. I'm
Yeah.
gone.
Are they
Yeah.
serving mimosas
That's
on the
the nice
spaceship?
Right.
Yeah.
The
You see,
happiness.
also the living happily ever after, I'm pretty sure, is marketing. I don't think that's a guarantee.
It's marketing.
Yeah, that's marketing. 100%.
Oh, man. It's clickbait
Mm-hmm.
for
We
sure.
call the
Yeah.
Space Force on them.
Yeah.
For the dishonest
You
marketing.
just try to get people to
Run by
take
the
this
Space
ticket.
Force.
You're living in some heap hole. No food, just space beans.
All I see in chat is that's a good show, damn it. Is that a real show on the CW?
The 100. I tried.
No,
I
the
tried.
100 is a good show.
Oh man,
It's really
I
good.
tried it.
No, you got to get past. You got to get past like episode 6, and then it's good.
See, I've heard from so many people that's like, well, the first season's bad. Got to get past that. Well, for 1, 2, and season 1, 2, 3, and 4 is just bad. You got to get past that. Then it starts picking up.
Oh, that's a lot of getting
I'm
past.
telling you, I'm like, okay, I think the show's bad. Just straight up. Like, I tried a few
Get through
episodes.
the first 200 hours.
Basically, if you want to force yourself to face palm constantly, watch the 100. The first few episodes, you're like, oh god,
All right,
oh
the
my
first few are
god.
very young adult like BS drama, but then it gets like really intense and pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it bad like Supernatural is bad? Or is it
It's a
bad?
CW show.
No, it's better than Supernatural. I mean, I'm someone who
Whoa,
watches
watch your
all
mouth.
of
Oh boy. Whole new battle is
This is a
beginning.
yikes.
Am I gonna get disconnected? All right. To be fair, I barely watched Supernatural, so I won't make too many judgments. But I did watch 10 seasons of Smallville, so I guess I can't talk. But
Real Good Murph says, do I really have to ask questions about farts or bathroom usage to have it read on the podcast?
Yep.
Yes, you do.
That's affirmative. Ghost Rider.
You
And that was,
figured it
that was
out.
the last question.
Gotcha.
It's been a while since we've hit all the questions.
Yeah,
That's
Has it?
good.
I think we usually hit them all.
No, I mean when you weren't here, I think we only got through 5.
5 questions.
Oh man, that's funny.
Hilarious.
That's a good show, Paul. Thank you. I
Yeah.
mean, you're
Thanks for being on, Paul.
you're a great guest.
Oh,
I like
thanks for
your
having
I like your articles. Your great stuff. Are we gonna? What are you laughing at?
This chat talking about the 100.
Oh my God! Did we strike up a controversy?
I've had multiple discussions in my chat about like shows, and like I gave memes and I gave with 100 a go for like 3 or 4 episodes, and the whole time we were like laughing just constantly
It is
at how
embarrassingly bad.
Like, so I have never just straight up laughed at a show, like at things that they've done in that, and like both of us were like, I can't do this. We just cannot watch this show.
I watched first to a certain point, and I'm just like, I can't. Like the suspension of disbelief meter, the bullshit meter that I have for shows, just got to a point where I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I think we should all watch it, chat, and we'll leave reviews in Paul Tassie's comment section.
this is why we disable.
Can you give us like a 10 reasons why the 100 gets good in an article?
Probably wrote that actually. I'll have to look. A couple of
Can you link me that one so I can assess whether or not I want to get into it?
years. Sure.
All right, guys, that's the show. Thank you so much for watching. I am Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. Catch my streams, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft, and YouTube channel Tefty Teft as well with some videos here and there. Yep.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me streaming weekday afternoons. Just look up Briar Rabbit on Twitch. We got a new YouTube channel all about technology, so check that out. Look up for Briar on Tech, and talk to me on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit.
And I am Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Just search for Miss 5000 Watts.
Paul,
do I go? Okay. You can find me on Twitter at Paul Tassi. I just released a book 2 weeks ago called Hero Killer. It's sci-fi, so
Nice.
check that out if you want to.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Is that available on Audible?
Working on it. I'm recording it soon.
Not yet. Amazon though.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll put a link to it in the description of the show if you're watching this on YouTube. All right, so, and this has been Pope Bear. You can find me on Twitter at Pope Bear. Make sure to follow the show's Twitter at DCP_live or our Instagram at Destiny Pod. Still got to get that DCP_live. Somebody else has it. I don't know why. Anyway.
Who's withholding?
And so
we're going to force them to watch 100 hours of the 100.
That would be the worst. I couldn't do that.
The pilot over and over and over.
Just the pilot. Oh my God, the worst. All right, and you guys, what's going on here on the show? We have great guests like Paul scheduled all this week. We True Vanguard. We've got great guests coming up for Datto and Triple, and we've got the raid designers from Bungie on. We've got a great lineup leading up to Forsaken, so make sure to check in here every week on Thursday at 6 p.m. and we'll be talking about all the fun stuff, and we'll be doing some Let's Plays together. I'm 100% sure we're going to be putting out some live streams for the Forsaken raid, so make sure you pay attention.
I'm really
to our
excited
social
you're going to be
media
there for that, Pope.
Yeah, I mean, I got ahead of it, and I talked to my people that I need to talk to, and it'll be good. It'll be a fun time.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching, guys.
And after this show, we are going to be rating. Hi, my name is Keys.
Yep.
Keys channel. So I'm going to be streaming on it after
Nice.
this. So give me a second to. I have to start it up and load it in.
Awesome.
And then we'll.
So we're going to
come
roll some credits, and then we'll be back, read some subs, and then do the host. So see you in a bit, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.